walking the path of integrity, forever embracing a life in balance, standing tall and confident, leaders in the classroom, community, and field of play, with clear vision and a full heart, looking to the future, devoted to the student athlete, representing the Northeast. Diverse in composition, united by our values, determined by nature, uncompromised by choice. We are the NE10.
A pleasant good afternoon, everybody is live on the NE10 Now Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles, NCAA Division II Hockey and the NE10 Conference as this afternoon, the St. Michael's College Purple Knights, 13-0 overall, 11-7 in the NE10, take on your Post University Eagles, 3-22-1 overall, 2-15-1 in the NE10. A pleasant good afternoon, everybody. I'm Jeff Nelson. Coach Pete Whitney will join us in just a moment as we're here at the Sports Center of Connecticut in Shelton for a special day. It's Senior Day, always a special day in these parts and for any program across the country, a celebration of your leaving players, your leaving seniors, or our high-level juniors or graduate players who are taking on to another level. And, Coach, as I bring you in, this is some of the last group of players you've recruited. I think you maybe have another class to go, but 7 guys who are leaving this program who were a part of it when you were the head coach and you brought into the program. Just your thoughts as we're going to go through the Senior Day activities, but just your thoughts as a group as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, as far as who they are as individuals, they're great. These were guys that fit the culture of our program and fit the mold, and I'm really happy and excited for them. I mean, I was excited today. On my drive in, I had my music on. I was ready in the truck. I was ready to go. And these are all guys that have contributed and obviously were part of that championship run. So you know they can play as players. You know that there's a certain level of character that you have to get that way. So they're guys that I'm excited for, and I think will also be missed.
Talk about what Senior Day means to you overall. I know we did the women's game yesterday where 3 seniors are departing the program, but what does this day mean to you just as a whole? What's the feeling that goes through you as a coach and now as a broadcaster sitting next to me?
Yeah, really, it's pride. Pride is the first word that comes to my mind. And then I think being very happy with the fact that you've got a bunch of alumni coming to this game as well who played with most of these guys. Well, all these guys, and just the fact that they're staying involved like they do, and they make sure they come to 1, if not 2 games every year, and meet with the boys, and they hang out, and they share some dinner and that kind of thing. It just shows what a great group, great team this was in those days, and how hopefully they can continue that, and that these guys that are seniors have passed that on to this group, and they can keep pushing forward. Regardless of what your record is, you got to figure things out in the room, and you got to figure things out on campus, and your wins will eventually come. It's not easy to win. At the end of the day, I think that's the lesson and the message that the players learn, and then they appreciate in the conversations I've had, more so after they graduate and they leave, they realize how difficult it is to win in the NCAA, and there's certainly a measure of pride, and that's why those guys are back, because they're excited about the program, they're still proud of it, and they're here to support.
So let's do a little bit of record keeping before we get to where we're going to go today. First of all, this is game 1 of a 2-game set between these two teams. Game yesterday was postponed to tomorrow at 2 p.m. here at the Sports Center of Connecticut due to some malfunction with St. Michael's bus or transportation issue. So the game yesterday that was scheduled for 4 p.m. has been moved to 2 p.m. tomorrow. That'll be the second of the 2-game series and the regular season finale for both teams. Part of the reason that game is still continuing is because of the NE10 standings, and while Post is locked into that 6th seed, who that 3 seed is going to be for game 1 of the playoffs is still up in the air. Southern New Hampshire currently has 32 points, is in second place. Franklin Pierce has 28. St. Michael's currently in 4th with 28, and St. A's with 27. But St. Michael's today, this is their game in hand. Well, tomorrow technically will be the game in hand. But St. Mike's has 2 games, trailing by 4 points for the 2 seed. They're tied for the 3 seed, and they're 1 point out of being the 5 seed. So part of the reason that game's being played tomorrow, Coach, is there's so much going on. St. Mike's has to play these 2 games to finish out the season standings.
Sure. And, for Post, it's just a question of trying to set a tone here. They've been playing well. It's just one of those things that when you're not getting the wins that you want, it's tough to win. But if you keep playing hard, play well, eventually the hockey gods hopefully shine on you. You get a couple of bounces, a little bit of puck luck, and now you start winning. And with the way the format is of the playoffs, really you just got to win 3 games to win it all.
And we'll have a better understanding of playoff scenarios tomorrow after both teams, everybody plays today. All 6 teams in the NE10 are playing today. So it'll be a standalone game tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. And we'll have a better handle on what St. Mike's needs to do to finish in what seed. We'll be able to tell you exactly what those scenarios are. Either way, Post will be the 6th seed, and we'll be traveling to the 3 seed for round 1 of the NE10 playoffs. On the broadcast today here on the NE10 Now Network and YouTube.com/GoPost Eagles, we're going to do a little bit of a different task today. Instead of around the Post University sports scene and around the NE10 that we do in the intermissions, we're going to do some alumni interviews this afternoon. We're going to have former Eagles Harrison Sheldon in the first intermission and John Crapian in the second intermission. And then please stay with us post-game. We're going to have an interview with head coach Tim Richter, who's going to give us his overview of his departing seniors who will be leaving in a few games. They obviously have a game tomorrow and a playoff game to go, and then sort of a recap of the season with head coach Tim Richter. So we'll do that post-game today. So please stay with us throughout the entirety of the affair. We're waiting right now for the start of Senior Day, and we will read off the information for all of the seniors when everybody's ready to come out on the ice and do that. May not be able to hear it over the public address, and there were issues getting it set up in the public address booth to have it feed into our broadcast. So we'll just read it off, and as I said, we'll have Tim Richter after the game to sort of recap his players and the season as a whole. Not exactly what everybody wanted at a 3-22-1 season, but growth towards next season, and that's all you can do as a coach. Coach, obviously, building the program, you had seasons similar to this early on. What's the philosophy going into an off-season? I know there are a couple games left, but philosophy going into an off-season after a tough sort of 3-22 type season?
Sure, I think part of it you have to look at is the amount of one-goal games that the Post has had is encouraging in terms of your younger players. So the older players, I mean, it's a question of thanking them for everything that they've done over the 4, in some cases 5 years that they've been here. And for the younger players, it's a good lesson on what it takes to actually win. I think that's been one of the issues that I think everyone recognizes is playing a full 60 minutes has been something that the team has struggled with, and that is probably the most difficult thing for any team, to play that full 60 minutes. So the sooner you learn that lesson, the more you can improve and the quicker you can improve. So hopefully those things have happened this season, and next season with a good recruiting class and lessons learned, it's a brighter future.
Good crowd filing in here on Family and Friends and Senior Day here at the Sports Center of Connecticut downstairs this afternoon. We have looking for close to a sellout this afternoon here at the Sports Center of Connecticut after a good crowd yesterday for senior night for the women's game last night. Unfortunately, the women fell 2-0 to Sacred Heart. They play game 2 of their set at Sacred Heart today at 2 p.m. down in Fairfield. For the men, as I said, today and then tomorrow 2 p.m. here at the Sports Center of Connecticut for the regular season finale. And again, don't know exactly where they will be in the playoffs as of yet. All 6 teams in the NE10 will play today. Waiting for the start of the Senior Day activities. And as usual, nothing runs on time.
Well, that's it. Yeah, exactly.
We came on early, but the expectation they were going to start, and they haven't started yet.
Well,
so
that's
okay.
That's one thing you can be guaranteed. Kind of like the New England weather. You think you got it all figured out, then the day comes, and the dusting was afoot.
I will say, though, the dusting made everything kind of look very wintry today, so it was kind of nice driving down with the trees covered in snow and everything, and not 14 inches on the ground trying to navigate that. So pretty type of snow, but a pain in the butt to remove from the driveway because just sticky and gross.
Yeah, no, I hear you. We're a little bit north of you, so ours was a little more powdery, but still shoveled my way to my truck.
Yeah, I had to push it out of the way to get the cars out, but enough to remind us that it's February in Connecticut at least. And though there are some chance of some 50-degree weather later this week, which will make me happy as we start rolling into spring training and baseball season. Even the Post Eagle baseball team down in South Carolina right now playing North Greenville University in Game 3 of their 3-game set this afternoon. So everything getting underway here as we move towards spring.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing about New England is, as quickly as that ground disappeared for us last week, within the next 2 weeks, it'll be back based on the weather and the history of New England weather. So.
Here we go. Players starting to get ready to come on out for Senior Day activities. The parents are all hanging out in the near side corner to our left as they will come out with their children or relatives for this afternoon's game. And while we wait for them to come out and we start our Senior Day activities, let me just give you the list of the 7 seniors who are leaving the program. It's Casey Sturgeon, defenseman, Michael Gethings, forward, Brandon Crowther, forward, Nick Brewer, defenseman, who's playing in game number 100, only the 5th Eagle in history to play in triple digits in games. Also of note, though not leaving the program today as far as I know, but Jack Engdahl in game number 108, program record game number 108 for the Eagles today.
Yep.
And he'll play 109 tomorrow, presumably. Ryan Mosher is graduating. Patrick Murphy, our captain, is graduating. And then Connor Barter, the Brad Marchand of the NE10, playing his second to last home game here on Senior Day. We don't have a Brad Marchand of the NE10 anymore after tomorrow, so
well, you never know.
The nickname goes away with Connor.
You never know who coach is going to recruit.
Very true, but I got to leave that nickname with Connor. I already told him I have to leave him with that nickname.
Well, that's fair.
That's his. So Connor Barter will be graduating today as well. So we congratulate all 7 of the seniors, and again, just waiting for players to come on out for the celebration. Players are starting to line up now with the parents. Referees have come on out just in case parents want to fight their kids. Kidding.
Well, that perhaps they're there to make sure this flows and they don't give them a delay of game penalty.
Very true. I will say a very physical women's game we did yesterday evening. Several hits and almost a brawl, which is not something you see every day.
No, it was. And again, there's fire and there's passion in the game, and the whole key, right, is to get to that edge and get your opponent to go over that edge. So I think it's something that you'll normally see in rivalries and makes the game exciting.
Eagles taking the ice, and we're now getting ready for the Senior Day ceremonies, running about 10 minutes behind schedule, which I know will make St. Mike's happier after not being able to get here yesterday with transportation difficulties.
Sure.
Just postpone the game a little more. As we move through, we kid because we care. And again, it should be a fun NCAA Division II matchup this afternoon. St. Mike's, the Purple Knights, 13-13 overall, and your Eagles 22-1 overall.
Yeah, this is one of those games, Jeff, where your record doesn't matter. It's going to be a game.
Yeah, Eagles need to get a little consistency and hopefully make a little bit of a playoff run. And if they can pick up a couple of wins this weekend and then potentially travel to St. Mike's for a game, that would be a little bit of a crawl in St. Mike's end. But a lot of things going on here. And again, we're going to celebrate 7 seniors this afternoon. So let's start off by, and Coach, just give me an opinion on each one as we kind of roll through. We'll start with Casey Sturgeon, who is playing in his 33rd game in his career today. He has 3 assists all time, 2 coming this season. Really a defensive defenseman. He's been integral in the back half of the ice, blocking a total of 25 shots the past 2 seasons. He majors in sports management, and one of his most memorable contributions was in the Eagles' 6-5 win over King's College when he assisted on the go-ahead goal. He's from Manchester, New Hampshire originally. We honor Casey Sturgeon, one of the departing seniors. Coach, just a thought on Casey.
Yeah, and Casey's one of those guys. When Casey came on board, we were pretty heavy on D. So he's earned everything he's got, and he's got an opportunity to play more and more at a regular basis. So, kudos to him.
Michael Gethings is playing game number 83 today in his 3-year stint with the Eagles. He's been a forward, played a huge role offensively. He scored a total of 9 goals off 106 shots and had 9 helpers in his career. He's a business administration major and has 2 game-winning goals with his most recent one against Franklin Pierce. Michael is from Hamden, Connecticut. Coach, a word about Michael Gethings on his senior day.
Yeah, and Michael's one of those guys. Michael came right out of prep school. So he came when he was young. He didn't really have that opportunity like some guys do to play juniors, play all those games, play against older players. So he got dumped right into that as a freshman, and he's matured he's always matured as an individual, but he's matured as a player, and it's just been fun to watch him play.
Next up is Brandon Crowther. He's a business administration major, and hopefully I'll be able to get the word business out of my mouth today. He's playing game 73 for the Eagles. He's got 11 goals, 3 of which are game winners, and 18 assists throughout his career. He has been a CAC. He has been an NE10 Rookie of the Week. Somebody wrote that down wrong on the copy. He's been an NE10 Rookie of the Week as a freshman and was acknowledged as an honorable mention in his junior season. Brandon is from Salem, New Hampshire. Coach, a word about Brandon Crowther.
Yeah, Brandon, very skilled forward, good person. Just to give you a quick story, he was so excited when he became an uncle, and that maybe doesn't seem like much, but to me that's an indication of a guy that really cares and understands and knows about his priorities. So really excited for Brandon.
Next up, a 4-year letter winner. He will play game number 100 today in his 4 years as an Eagle. He's got 9 goals and 14 assists. He has been on the All-NE10 second team, and he's working towards his MBA from Traverse City, Michigan. Nick Brewer. Coach Nick, great defenseman, has chipped in on the power play and been fun to watch these last 4 years.
Yeah, Nick started out very, very quiet. He's very methodical in the way he plays. Part of that, I think, is because he's a very good golfer, too. And golfer, you have to be very methodical when you play. But tough guy, and loves the Detroit Red Wings as well.
Good team to pull for. Next up is the Brad Marchand of the NE10. Connor Barter, he's an offensive force to be reckoned with. He's played in 75 games where he scored a total of 13 times with 13 assists. He's a sports management major who's had 2 game winners as an Eagle, and he's won just under 50% of his faceoffs and also scored what turned out to be the game-winning goal in the only home playoff game that the Eagles have ever had on that great pass by, I think it was Joachim who sent it back to him at that point. But that beautiful goal that Barter had, affectionately the Brad Marchand of the NE10, Connor Barter.
For sure one of the tougher players that I ever had the pleasure of coaching. I mean, he's one of those guys that if you dropped him off a building, you'd only make him angry. So he's played with some sort of injury always, and he always plays through it, and he doesn't let you down.
Ryan Mosher has played in 44 total games for the Eagles. He's got 5 goals, all coming this season, recording 2 assists as well. The center currently has the second best plus-minus on the team with a +1. He's a communications and media studies major from Queensbury, New York, which has a great amusement park and is right next to Lake George. Ryan Mosher.
Yeah, Ryan's also one of those guys that when he came on, we were very heavy and deep at forwards. So he's chipped away, and and gotten better and better as a player. And you see it with his play this year, and he scored some timely, some really great goals.
And lastly, the captain coach, Patrick Murphy, sports management major who's played in 81 career games to this point. He's had 22 goals and 30 assists. He's been first-team All-Rookie NE10. He's been team MVP. His sole game winner this season was against King's College. This season he has a very successful face-off percentage coach from Londonderry, New Hampshire. Number 28, the captain, Patrick Murphy.
Yeah, and Patrick, just a great human being, and just so even keel as a player, but with a toughness and a compete there. You know, he's the guy that you don't want to poke too hard because he'll push back, and he's meant a lot to this program and to the school as well.
Seniors taking their group picture together at center ice, and we'll go to the starting lineups. Brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal. For more information on all of Post's degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. The visitors from Vermont start in goal. Cole Manahan, the sophomore out of Hermantown, Minnesota. He's 3-4-0 on the season, 2.74 goals against average, and a .917 save percentage. His defensive combination is Ashton Allen, sophomore out of Brentwood, Tennessee, and Gabriel Gagnon from Mascouche, Quebec, the senior, 5'10", 170. The forwards, Brendan McFarland out of Greeley, Colorado, Zach Taylor, senior out of Hanover, Massachusetts, their captain, and Quinn McCarthy, sophomore out of Melrose, Massachusetts. Their head coach is Damian DeJulian in season number 13, assistant coach Lily Holmes, and Brent Trujan. For your Eagles, Drew Blodgett gets the starting goal today. He's got a 3.72 goals against average and an .896 save percentage. His defensive combination will be Casey Sturgeon, senior out of Manchester, New Hampshire, and Nick Brewer, graduate student out of Traverse City, Michigan, and a big Detroit Red Wings fan, as we just learned. On left wing, Ryan Mosher, senior out of Queensbury, New York. At center, the Brad Marchand of the NE10, Connor Barger. And on right wing, Brandon Crowther, senior out of Salem, New Hampshire. Head coach in season number 2, Tim Richter. Assistant coach, Andy DeAngelis, and Brandon Brown. Finalizing the starting lineups on the ice for this afternoon is the public address, and then we'll get to the national anthem, and then we'll get the puck drop here on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. A busy weekend of basketball, baseball, women's hockey, and men's hockey around campus and around wherever everybody's playing, mostly on the road, this afternoon. So an exciting afternoon here as Senior Day takes place at the Sports Center of Connecticut here in Shelton. A capacity crowd on hand as we get ready to play our national anthem. Our national anthem, and if you turned it up while you were at home, you might have felt like those bombs were bursting in air right through your magical musical box. There we go. This afternoon, as we get ready for Senior Day here at the Sports Center of Connecticut, we thank you for joining us wherever you are across the country, on campus, around state, or around the world. Your Eagles in their home white uniforms going left to right as you look at your dial. St. Mike's in their road purple going right to left. Coach, one thing to note today in the lineups, defenseman galore for the Eagles as Tanner Glassrud and Trey DeLore both in the lineup. So talk about size, 6'7" and 6'5" back in the lineup, looking maybe to put a little physicality to St. Mike's.
Yeah, for sure. And, just something as simple as your reach, right? As you reach in that kind of a situation. You should be able to defend pucks well, be able to break pucks out.
Should be a good one this afternoon. We're looking forward to it. Again, the Eagles locked into the 6th seed in the NE10, but want to get a couple of wins this weekend and some points to really improve their mental acumen as they get ready for the first round of the playoffs later this week. Senior Day, Alumni Weekend, senior night for the girls last night, senior day for the boys today, and getting ready to go with Connor Barter in the draw against Zach Taylor. Puck is down and off we go, and here we go with NE10 hockey this afternoon on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/go Post Eagles. Puck dumped into the Eagle zone. Brewer gets there first, but he's chopped at by McCarthy. McCarthy ends up taking the puck away from Brewer in the near side corner, but Barter gets there and just wings it down the ice. It should be an icing as it split the D, and that's what they're going to call as Gabriel Gagnon chased it down and got the icing. A mere 21 seconds into period one. Face-off will be to Blodgett's right.
Yep, time to just take a breath, get the jitters out, relax, settle down.
Barter and Taylor one more time. One by Taylor again as he got it to McFarland and back to the point for a shot that was blocked one time. Second again, shot blocked. Rebound on the Blodgett who dives for it and covers it up as Case Cantajas had a couple of opportunities from the right point as the Purple Knights have changed their defense. Cantajas, the senior, 6'4" out of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. We've seen him a lot. He's got 53 total points from the defensive side, 31 goals, 22 assists. He's got 11 goals this season for 21 points. So Eagles have to watch out for Cantajas back on that right point. Face-off one forward this time by Taylor, and McCarthy picks it up on the half wall, spins it back to the point to Cantajas. He'll take a shot toward the net that goes way wide. Eagles trying to defend McFarland off of it, but he takes it away. McFarland spinning with it, being watched by Glassrud. Glassrud sort of takes him down, but no penalty, and the puck comes out to center. Big hit laid off by Murphy, and puck comes back to Taylor. Taylor comes back in over the line on the right wing, drops it off for Cantajas. Couldn't control it. McFarland, though, was behind Cantajas. He'll dump it behind the net. Glassrud goes in there and looks to take a hit. Missed the puck. Back to McCarthy. McCarthy centered it in front, and they score. Beautiful centering pass to T.J. Beaver, who snuck down from the point. And the junior from Enfield, New Hampshire, makes it 1-0 at 1:05, and that is his 6th goal of the season for Beaver.
Yeah, Post is going to have to, right off the bat here, gap up everywhere on the ice. Take your man, close your gaps defensively, forwards, mark up, and be right on your guy. Not a stick length away, be right on your guy.
So Beaver, his 6th of the season at 1:05. McFarland gets 1 assist. We'll see about the second assist momentarily just to confirm, but at 1:05 it's 1-0 St. Mike's. Now here's Murray. Murray takes a big hit at center by Beaver as Murray was trying to take it down, but instead was taken out. Puck now in the far side corner. Puck trying to be centered it out in front. So Beaver from Taylor and McCarthy officially, originally had McFarland's. Taylor and McCarthy who get the assist at 1:05. Puck in the Eagle zone, tries to chip it out the center, looking for a flying Barter, but a little bit too far was Harshaw, and the puck comes back into the Eagle zone. This will be icing. With 1:54 gone in the first, 1-0 St. Mike's. And again, Coach, great setup, but the Eagles got to do a little bit better covering the players coming off the bench.
Yeah, like I say, in general, your head's got to be on a swivel. This is going to be a fast game with a lot of pace, a lot of tempo. So you need to have your head on a swivel, close your gaps, take away time and space. Harshaw in the draw, the man of hands left, lost the faceoff, and St. Mike's will control again. This is Gagnon. Gagnon gets it to center and ripped right back in by Sturgeon. Into the near side corner, playing a land behind his net, but checked off the puck by Mosher. Mosher had it for a second, but then lost it, and the puck comes free into the near side corner again where McCall takes it. McCall sent it toward the net looking for the stick of Harshaw. Sturgeon fakes a shot, closes it on the left side, takes a shot toward the net that gets deflected wide and behind the net.
played by Bavis. Bavis tries to get it out. He gets taken down, comes back to the point. Holding and waiting, sending his puck toward the net. It gets deflected was Craig. And then reset it out in front of Eagles with a good zone time here, and a puck sent out to center to Engdahl, who came off the bench. Engdahl carries it in, gives a pass to Craig, sends it toward the net for a shot, kicked away by Manahan. Now into the near side corner is Barter. Barter trying to come out with a behind-the-back pass, looking for Crowther. He got it to Crowther, who gives it back to the point to Craig. He takes a shot, goes wide, comes out the far side. Pinching in is Noble. Excuse me, that's Cardo. And then the puck comes free on the side of the net to Crowther, who lost the puck and comes out to center. So good zone time there, but then a long flip pass ahead leads to a break and a shot stopped by Blodgett right on. Rebound goes off the post and out into the slot area where Crowther will take it. Crowther gets to center. There's going to be a penalty behind the play. The Eagles are going to go to the man advantage as Brewer was taken down behind the play. And the Eagles will go to the man advantage. 3:16 into period one on a penalty to Maddie Toriainen. The sophomore out of Grapevine, Texas, gets 2 minutes for interference at 3:16. Eagles to the man advantage with their 14 for 127, 11% last in the NE10. St. Mike's on a penalty kill is 86 of 106, 81.1%. They're fourth in the NE10. Cardo goes to Craig. Craig sends a shot toward the net. It's blocked. Craig gets taken down for his efforts as well. Puck comes free into the far side corner, chipped up to the half wall. Spinorama play gets kept in the zone. Shot toward the net taken, stopped right on as Glassroot turned and fired. Glassroot 6'7", looks like he's playing forward on this unit. He's behind the net, holds the puck, looking to get it to Murphy. Had it chopped off his stick nicely by Schwartz. Puck in the near side corner, and now finally an opportunity for St. Mike's to get it out as McDonald ripped it all the way down. But coach, two defensemen and then Glassroot playing forward on this unit, this opening power play unit.
Yeah, I think the setup will be once the puck is settled down, it will be get Glassroot up in front to take the goalie's eyes away.
Murphy carried it in, got it back to the point momentarily before it was ripped down the ice. McFarland helped that out in the first minute of the power play is over. Eagles will change them all up, so Glassroot goes off the ice. And Cardo will start again from behind his own net, gives a pass up to Tommy Bice. It rolled off his stick, but manages to get into the St. Mike zone where it's played by Alain. Alain rims it all the way around, but takes a funky bounce and ends up on the stick of Noble. Noble goes back to Gethings on right point. Gethings, center point to Brewer. Brewer holds weight, sends a shot toward the net that's blocked in front by Ty Bloom, the freshman out of Helena, Montana, and into the netting and out of play. Eagles had an opportunity for a setup there, but good block there by Bloom and into the crowd.
Yeah, to be successful, Jeff Boats is going to have to move the puck quickly. Move it quickly, force St. Mike's to get out of position defensively, and just snap everything to the net.
Face-off won by St. Mike's. He tried to rim it all the way around. Brewer's there, and he kept it in nicely on right point. Brewer with a pass to Engdahl. Back to Noble. Noble on left point, closes in, gives it back to Engdahl. Engdahl to Noble. Quick passing over here for Brewer. Brewer sends a shot toward the net, looking for the deflection of Engdahl, but it goes wide. Bice on the half wall on the far side. Looking, gives it to Engdahl. Engdahl picks it up. Looking for Gethings, instead he stands behind the net, now goes to Gethings on the half wall on the near side. Gives to Brewer center point, back to Gethings. Gethings getting away from the pressure, gives to Engdahl. They change positions, goes back to Brewer at the point, back to Engdahl, turns and shoots, and it's blocked in front. Rebound rolls down behind the net where Gethings picks it up with 5 on the power play. Gethings closes in, turns at the circle, takes a shot that gets blocked again. None of those shots are getting to Manahan. The power play is over, so the power play is over, and the Eagles are 0 for 1 on the man advantage. Puck gets sent out to center. Noble tracking it down, trying to get it away from the on-rushing Braden Nolman, and then rolls on to Blodgett, who will cover it up with 5:37 gone in the first period. Face-off inside the Eagles' zone. But, Coach, since that goal, the Eagles have really had much of the territorial play.
Yeah, and again, you can see when your puck moves quick, regardless of who you play, you force your opponent to react, take away their time. That's a great strategy. Just got to win some draws here and keep pushing.
Harshaw, Bosher, and McCall out there for the Eagles, but the faceoff won by St. Mike's, and a long shot taken by Cantajas from the point. That's stopped by Blodgett right on. And again, Cantajas, no stranger to putting it on the net. Again, as I mentioned, 31 career goals for the junior out of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Coach Richter with a quick line change to bring out Connor Murray's line. Murray wins that faceoff, although the puck's just sitting right there in the zone, and then rolls in on Blodgett, who will cover it again. As a strong tie-up between Murray and Jake Lincourt. But now the number one unit for St. Mike's comes on with Zach Taylor, Brennan McFarland, and Quinn McCarthy, who helped set up the only goal of the game at 1:05. Face-off won by Murray again. Delory goes behind his net, leaves it for Sturgeon. Sturgeon chips it up the wall and out the center, where Cantajas will play it. He'll go D to D to Schwartz. Schwartz feeds it up to McFarland. McFarland trying to get away from the check of Murray. He keeps going. He gets in over the line, carries it in, makes a right-hand veer. Looks to go behind the net, near the far, comes out the other side, goes back to the point. Long shot taken by the point from Schwartz. It bounces around. Blodgett gets his leg on it. Blodgett's out of the goal, but manages to get back in before any shots were taken. Schwartz goes to Cantajas. Cantajas fakes a shot, gives to Taylor. Taylor closing it, centers it in front, had a wide open goal and missed. Was Brendan McFarland as Blodgett was out of position and McFarland missed. Break for the Eagles there. McQuegan chops it out the center, and Cantajas feeds it to McFarland again. McFarland in over the line, leaves for McCarthy. He spins away and is taken out by Barter, and then Barter takes a hit, and the puck goes out the center, and Barter trips his own man, Engdahl, as he tried to get it out of the zone. The puck ended up getting out of the zone, and Ciancio sends it right back in, and Craig will play. Craig goes behind his net, being tracked by Taylor. Craig comes out dangerously in front, but manages to get it to Crowther. Feeds a nice pass to Barter. Barter comes over here for Engdahl a little bit too far, otherwise the Eagles might have had a 2-on-1. It goes behind the net and sent around to Ciancio, who will look to get it out. Ciancio feeds a pass up ahead to Torianen and lost the puck to Craig, who gets it out the center, and then Engdahl tries to chip it around. Barter back in there playing with it. He brings it in over the line, lost it back out the center, and Craig will dump it in as Barter tags up and goes in to chase it in the far side corner of the Purple Knight zone. Ciancio leaves it for Beaver. Beaver feeds it up the wall to Leo, but the Eagles keep it in, and a nice play by Craig, and now he says they did not. Harder to see that blue line from where we're sitting, so it looks like it just went out and offsides on the Eagles. 7:24 in the period one. Face-off just outside the Purple Knight line as Patrick Murphy, the captain, takes on Jack McDonald, the junior, out of Baraboo, Wisconsin. McDonald wins the face-off back into the zone to Gagnon. Gagnon behind his own net, being watched by Murphy. Goes near, far, and near, and then makes a long pass out here to McDonald. Sorry, that was Dukes actually who gave it to McDonald. McDonald in over the line, tries to make a cross-ice pass. He gets it there, centered in front as players go skating by it, and here comes Tommy Bice. Bice goes high in the air, but he ends up sending it into the Purple Knight bench. 7:45, and he had an opportunity with a streaking, looked like that was Murphy, but it went a little too far on the face-off inside the Eagle zone.
Yep, that glass was a little higher. Might have stayed in.
At Sacred Heart, they would have had the higher.
Sacred Heart, that would have stayed in. Yep, for sure.
Harshaw and Dukes on the draw to Blodgett's right. Cardo picked it up, rimmed it around to Mosher. Mosher being checked by McDonald on the half wall. Gives to Harshaw, goes high in the air and out to center, but I guess they're saying it hit somebody on the Eagle bench. So face off once again inside the Eagle zone, this time the Blodgett's left. One thing noticing early on is St. Mike's is making consistent and constant line changes, almost like every whistle they're bringing out a new unit.
Well, they're trying to get that pace, that speed, that tempo, which is a great strategy.
Lincourt, Bavis, and Bloom, the St. Mike's line against Mosher, Harshaw, and McCowell. Face-off one, Cardo gets it to Brewer. Brewer chips it off to McCowell. McCowell tries to go on the backhand to Mosher to get it out, but instead it's rimmed back around all the way to the near side where Cardo chipped it up the wall. Nice play by Harshaw to get it out, and here's Mosher with an opportunity to pick up a puck. He tries to go around Cantajas, who uses the body to stop the momentum, and back come the Knights. 2-on-2. Over the line is Bloom. Bloom holds, waits, wrists it, stopped by Blodgett. Player goes flying. There's going to be a penalty, although I'm not sure on who because Delory's helmet went flying off and Bavis was taken down. I gather it's going to be on Delory, but let's just make sure at 8:17 as Delory and Bloom are going to yell at each other on their way to the penalty box. And it's going to be Delory.
Yeah, I'm sure Trey's not happy with getting his helmet ripped off.
Officially, it's interference at 8:17. That sends St. Mike's to the power play, where they're number one in the NE10, 26 for 125, 20.8%. The Eagles last in the NE10 on the penalty kill, 101 for 132, 76.5%. That is last in the NE10. Eagles, though, win the face-off off the draw. Eagles need to keep this to a one-goal game. It would be helpful for their psyche as the puck comes back to the point to Ciancio. Ciancio gives it to McFarland. Back to Ciancio, center point. Over here for McFarland. McFarland takes a shot that goes way wide, nowhere near anybody, and then picked up on the other side by Gagnon. Gagnon goes behind the net to McCarthy, who comes back over here for McFarland. Tried the triangular passing, but it rolled off his stick of McCarthy as he fanned on his pass, and then McCarthy picks it up behind his net again. Gives it to Ciancio, to Gagnon. Gagnon plays catch with Ciancio. Gives it back to Ciancio, this time on the right point. Made him chase it a little bit. Now all the way over here on left point to McCarthy. He'll go to center point. Give to Ciancio. Closing in on the right side for a shot that's blocked in front. Rebound shot taken toward the net. I think the net came off its moorings, though, as Blodgett backed into the goal. But a couple of nice blocks by Connor Murray. With a 9:03 gone in period number 1 and 1:15 remaining on the man advantage. The first power play for the Purple Knights.
Yeah, good rotation for St. Mike's on that. Quick puck movement. And Post is doing a good job of blocking out in front.
McDonald won the face-off, but the officials say it was not a fair face-off, so they'll start again. Murray and McDonald. Cantajas and Beaver, the defensemen, along with Bloom and can't see who the other player is. It's Dukes for St. Mike's. McQuegan, Sturgeon, Murray, and Noble. The 4 Eagles on the ice. Murray and McDonald in the draw to Blodgett's left. I think it's a clock issue as it says 1:05 left. There we go. 10:57 to go. In period number 1. Maybe. Officials still over at the scorer's table. They're trying to get the clock correct. Now the penalty has been taken off the board. I'm sure that's going to go right back up. Don't forget to stay with us in the first intermission this afternoon. We're going to do an alumni, well, not 157 left on the penalty, but we're going to do an alumni interview as we're going to talk to former Eagle Harrison Sheldon, although once an Eagle for life. Harrison Sheldon in the first intermission and John Crapien in the second intermission. Still waiting for the clock to get fixed. I think the regular clock is fixed with 10:57 left in the period, but the penalty came back up with 1:57, and we know that's not correct. I think it's supposed to be 1:13, but let's see. They're going to put 1:15 on the clock. It should be pretty easy to figure out. Okay, there we go. 1:15 on the clock. I think we're ready to go. McDonald and Murray in the draw to Blodgett's left. Won by McDonald after all that, and Duke sends it back to Cantajas. Over here for Beaver, back to Cantajas. Cantajas, center point. Long shot off the near post. Oh, that puck was no more than 2 inches off the ice, and Cantajas hit the post. And now another shot taken, deflected in front, and into the netting behind Blodgett. But Cantajas, ever dangerous. 6'4" out of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan.
Yeah, Post is going to have to tie up on these draws if they can't win. You can't lose a draw clean.
Face-off won by the Eagles briefly, but ends up on the stick of Beaver. Back to Cantajas over here for Beaver. Beaver and Cantajas switch spots. Beaver now center point. Goes over to Cantajas on the near side, and then Harshaw takes a chop at it and gets it out to center, and the Knights will regroup up at center with Beaver. Beaver gets to the red line, feeds a nice pass quickly to Bloom. Bloom brings it in, lost it though to Craig. Craig tries to chip it out. Cantajas keeps it in, brings it over here to Dukes. Dukes sends a long pass toward the net, but nicely blocked off by Tanner Glasser. The Eagles will come out shorthanded. Mosher gets to the red line, dump it into the near side corner inside the Knight zone to kill 10 to 15 seconds of the man advantage. Beaver pass over here to McFarland. McFarland rolled off the stick and then taken away by Barger, who gives up to Engdahl. 2-on-1. Engdahl over the line with a shot that gets blocked in front and never gets fully on to Manahan. Barger sends a shot toward the net. This time Manahan has to make a save. Engdahl looking to take a shot out, and the power play expires. The Knights 0 for 1. Over the line comes in, taken away by Brewer, sent back out to center, where Engdahl tried to carry it on, but then brought back into the Eagles zone where the Knights had to tag up. Brewer gets to the red line. Eagles make a line change as a little bit of shorthanded pressure at the end of that man advantage on the Knights power play between Engdahl and Barter. Now a long pass up here to McCarthy. Gives to Gagnon over the line. Gagnon closes and centered it out in front and went off the leg of Brewer, and Blodgett had to make a save there. Gagnon reversing the flow back to McFarland. McFarland centers it out in front to McCarthy, and here comes Barter again. Connor Barter gets the center. He's in over the line, 2-on-2 with Crowther. Closes in, waits, shoots, and goes high and wide with it. Puck comes out the other side looking to recenter. Crowther goes in to get it. He picked it up on the far side corner, reversed the flow behind the net, but the only one there is Gabriel Gagnon. The Eagles will go for a line change, and Gagnon will bring it out to center. He's a long cross-ice pass. It goes off of Noble into the Zamboni corner, where Baxter will get there for the Knights, but then lose the puck to Murphy. Murphy looking for Bice, a little bit too far, out the center. Played by Schwartz. He'll go D to D to Cantajas, and Schwartz passes up ahead to Baxter. Baxter looking to get around the defense, but Noble stood tall, and Gethings takes the puck. Gives to Bice on right wing, carries it in over the line, makes a nice pass in the middle to Gethings. Gethings closing in on the backhand, but blocked before he could get his shot off. Now Gethings tries to come out the other side. Slammed it in front. One shot, two shots saved by Manahan, as Gethings and Murphy were there in front banging at it, but Manahan held it down low as the Eagles couldn't lift the puck over the pads, and the puck sent all the way back into the Eagles' zone. Surgeon takes a hit, but gives it up to Bice with 8 minutes to go in the first period. 1-0 St. Mike's. Long pass, too far, taken by Bavis. Bavis goes back to his D and slows it up a little bit by giving it to Beaver. Beaver gives a long pass over here to Bavis. Bavis closing in, takes a shot that's gloved by Blodgett. A little bit of a headhunter drive that Blodgett got his glove on with 7:53 to go in period one. Still 1-0 St. Mike's. Coach, but good pacing.
Well, the pace of the game is fun. This is a fun game to watch. Things have kind of settled out there. St. Mike's dominated very early, but since then, Post has had their chances.
Lincourt and Murray on the draw to Blodgett's right. Dropped Murray, wins it to Glassrud, and the 6'5 Delory and the 6'7 Glassrud on the ice at the same time. A shot taken by the Knights right on. Rebound sent toward the net. Nice play by Blodgett as it was faked out. Looked like Lincourt was going back. Instead, he rimmed it on the goal, and it was stopped. Now here's Murphy ahead. Knight looking for McQuegan. McQuegan trying to chase it down. Centered it in front, looking for the racing Norling. Norling taken down on the half wall on the far side, and now McQuegan in there as well. No run PMC tonight with Pekka and McDevitt not playing today, but the McQuegan, who's earned a lot of ice time over the last few games, still out there for the Eagles. And then a whistle as Glassrud and Delory checking around, but it looks like there's going to be a face-off just at center ice with 7:17 to go in period number one. Still 1-0 with a goal at 1:05 from TJ Beaver, assisted by Zach Taylor and Quinn McCarthy. Harshaw and McDonald on the draw, won by the Knights. Back to Gagnon, and Gagnon steps up over the line. Feeds a pass to McDonald. McDonald takes a shot, sticked away into the netting by Blodgett. Simple shot, simple save with 7:07 to go in period number one. Good crowd on hand for Senior Day. Faces and heads as far as the eye can see in the stand, so a good crowd here, well over 300-400 people this afternoon here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. But if you weren't able to make it here or you're listening in the arena, we thank you for joining us on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Mosher takes it around on the far side half wall, chips it up, and then gives it away. Dangerously with a wrist shot taken from the point by Alain. Stopped by Blodgett. Puck into the Zamboni corner. 2 Eagles, 2 Knights. Rims all the way around to Craig. Craig brings it up the near side, goes high up in the air looking for Mosher. He got a piece of it, and now will chase it down. Although they say it's icing, I thought Mosher got a piece of it on the right side of the red line. That's what Mosher's complaining to the linesman about. He said he touched it. But the backside official called an icing with 6:37 to go in period one.
Yeah, that's where you at least like to ask the officials to confer on that, but they must be pretty adamant that they didn't see what he saw.
Barter and Taylor to Blodgett's right. Won by Barter, back to Craig. Craig being checked by McCarthy and comes out the far side with it and carries it out of the zone. Feeds it past to Mosher at center, goes cross-ice with the dump into McCowell. McCowell chasing in after, gets his stick on it, but pushes it all the way to Cantajas, who comes out the far side and feeds a nice pass over here to McFarland. McFarland goes around the big hit, now it's a 3-on-1 inside the zone, but McFarland makes a bad pass, saves it in front to Cantajas, who scores. Eagles were running around all over the place after the big missed hit at center ice. It was a 3-on-1 for the Knights inside the Eagle zone. A bad pass, but McFarland managed to recenter it, and Cantajaz picked it up and got the goal at 13:47, and it's 2-0 St. Mike's.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate play here where that post player tried to time it, make a hit, didn't make the hit. Then we got a little bit scrambly, didn't have the head on the swivel kind of puck watch, and St. Mike's was able to move that around. I think we might have interfered with our own goaltender as well on that one too.
So at 13:47, it's Cantajaz's 12th of the season from McFarland and McCarthy. And the Eagles now have a 2-0 deficit. Down goes Cardo on his own. Barter comes in to pick up the puck. Engdahl dumps it in. Puck dump behind the net, played by Beaver. Beaver sends it out. So the Knights 2 goals by defenseman, and now a 2-on-1. Taylor in over the line, holds, wait, centers in front. They score again. It's McFarland on a 2-on-1 between McFarland and Taylor, and it's 3-0.
Yeah, that's the play where your offside D got caught up, wasn't able to center back off. A very well executed 2-on-1. Again, nothing the goaltender could do on most of these goals.
3-0 for St. Mike's. McFarland's 12th goal of the season from Taylor. We'll see if there's a second assist on that one at 14-13. So 2 goals, 26 seconds apart by the Purple Knights, make it 3-0 here toward the back end of period number 1. So just to catch you up, it was Cantajaz's 12th from McFarland and McCarthy at 13:47, and then McFarland's 12th from Taylor at 14:13. Eagles win the faceoff. Delory sends it toward the net, blocked in front, never got there. Bice makes a nice spin-around move, tries to center it in front. It goes off Gething. Sturgeon fakes the shot, rims it around. Triangular passing by the Eagles trying to set up an opportunity, but taken away by Gagnon. Gagnon takes a big hit from Murphy and gives it away to Delory. Delory then gives the puck right back to Leo over the line, but offside. But there's a penalty behind the play for tripping. Let's see who that's going to be on. It's going to be on Delory again at 14:44. So the Knights will go to their second man advantage as Delory gets 2 for tripping at 14:44. And Delory better be careful, or he's going to get 10 because he's screaming at the ref while slamming the door.
Yeah, you got to control your emotions.
Taylor wins the faceoff back to Gagnon. Gagnon switches places with Ciancio. Ciancio lost the puck outside the line, so this will be offsides as Gagnon did everything he could to keep it in, but just went over the line. So with 5:03 to go in the first and 1:48 to go on the second power play for the Knights, it's 3-0 St. Mike's here in the first period.
It should be starting now.
Mosher and Taylor in the draw. Taylor wins it back to Ciancio. Ciancio carries it in over the line, comes down on right wing, goes behind the net, rims it all the way around to McFarland. McFarland, the latest St. Mike's goal scorer, comes into the corner, tries to cruise out in front. He hit the side of the net. Back to the point it goes to Gagnon. Gagnon to Ciancio. Over here for McFarland. Closing in, goes across. He had a wide open shot. Instead, tried to pass it across too many players to Taylor, and Taylor couldn't control it. Ciancio changes places again with Gagnon. Ciancio center point, holds and waits, sends a shot toward the net that goes high. It was deflected out in front. And St. Mike's running the Eagles all over the ice right now on this power play. 4:24 to go in the first, 1:08 to go on the man advantage. 6 players behind the net. One dangerously falls down. Puck comes free in front. Backhand shot back to the point. Ciancio fakes, holds, wait, shoots again. Blocked in front, never got to Blodgett, and then sent down the ice by the Eagles. And a tired group of Eagles finally get off the ice on the line change. Shorthanded for another 50 seconds. Manahan plays it behind his own net, leaves it for Beaver, who got the first goal of the game. Beaver gives it to Cantajaz. Cantajaz tries to make a veer around Engdahl, but Engdahl got a stick on it and kept it from going any further, but they bring it back in again. Here's Bloom. Bloom over the line into the near side corner, checked by Engdahl and Cardo. Rims it all the way around for McDonald, but Barter gets over there, plasters McDonald on the wall, and the puck comes out of the zone as Cantajaz couldn't keep it in. Cantajaz feeds it to Bloom. Bloom brings it in over the line, but offsides as McDonald couldn't hold the line. With 23 seconds to go in period number 1, 3-0 St. Mike's. With 3:39 remaining in this period. St. Mike's makes a line change of its forwards, bringing on Lincourt and Nauman. Another face-off win for the Knights. Back to Cantajas in his own zone. Carries the center, over the line, on right wing, chopped by Noble. Murphy takes it, rims it all the way down. With 10 remaining on the man advantage. Manahan leaves it in the near side corner, picked up by Beaver. Beaver comes out the other side of the net, and power play will expire now. So the Knights 0 for 2 on the man advantage. With 3:12 to go in period number 1, power play over. So as I mentioned, the Knights now 0 for 2 on the man advantage. And a face-off at center ice. With the Eagles trailing by 3. Murphy and Baxter out there for the face-off. Won by the Knights again, sent all the way down into the Knight zone where it's played by Alain. Alain goes around to Ciancio. Ciancio feeds it up here to Torianen. Torianen, and there's a penalty. Again, looks like it's going to be on the Eagles for... Not sure, but it's on Patrick Murphy at 17:02, so the Eagles go right back to being shorthanded again at 17:02. 2 minutes for, I think, roughing at 17:02. So the Eagles right back to killing penalties. Knights 0 for 2 in the game. Face off to Blodgett's left between Mosher and Taylor. Taylor wins that one back to the point to Gagnon. Gagnon and Ciancio change positions. Gagnon gives to McFarland. One-timer shot taken and just goes wide. Looking more for a deflection than a shot on goal, I think. Played by McCarthy back to McFarland. Spins it back to McCarthy in the near side corner. Goes back to the point to Gagnon to Ciancio on the far point. Goes behind his back looking for Gagnon. Gagnon picks it up to change places again. Ciancio center point. Comes over here for McFarland. It deflects up onto the glass. Brewer now into that zone. 3 Knights, 1 Eagle in that near side corner. Finally, Craig comes over to help with 30 seconds gone on the first part of this man advantage. The Knights third. Gagnon spins away from Harshaw, goes down to the half wall, goes back to Ciancio on the far right point. Over here for McFarland on the left point. They change places again. McFarland shot toward the net, just goes wide, looking for Taylor. Didn't get it there. Harshaw picks it up to the point. Ciancio having a hard time keeping it in, but managed to. Gets it to Taylor. Taylor down to McCarthy. McCarthy back here. Holds, waits. Ciancio fakes, shoots. Blocked in front by Harshaw. He's down, trying to get back up. Another attempt by Ciancio taken down. Mosher gets taken down. There's a penalty there, and there's going to be a penalty on Ciancio for taking down Mosher, who kept his legs moving, and that'll end the Knights' third power play. They fall to 0 for 3. And we'll have 4-on-4 for 51 seconds before the Eagles will go to a man advantage of 109, barring any other penalties, although there's only 1:49 to go in the period. So right now, 51 seconds of man advantage time, and then the Eagles will have some power play time to end the period, barring any other penalties. Barger on the draw against McDonald to Manahan's left. Won by the Eagles, kept in the zone nicely by Glassrud. Glassrud spins it all the way through, but too far for Engdahl. It ends up in the far corner for Schwartz. Schwartz tries to play it up the wall. He does to McDonald, pinching in his Delory, but out come the Knights. 3-on-1, 4-on-1. Over the line, they carry the puck. Walking in, Cantajas centered in front, behind the back pass, and then rolls into the net as McDonald, as he took out Blodgett and the net with 29 seconds to go. And that's not something you see on a 4-on-4 every day. A 4-on-1 from the red line in, no less, with 1:27 to go in the first period.
No, again, kind of caught napping there. Not picking up your guys, head on a swivel, find your players, settle it down.
29 seconds on the 4-on-4, then the Eagles will have 58 seconds of penalty time. That's the rest of the period, and then they'll have an extra 11 seconds to start the second period should they not get a goal or any other penalties happen. St. Mike's wins another faceoff. Gagnon ripped it in behind the net to Blodgett. Sturgeon will play it. Sturgeon being tracked by Lincourt. Gives it over here to Brewer with 18 remaining on the 4-on-4. Brewer and Sturgeon will play catch. Gets it to Brewer. Brewer gets taken out of the play with a heavy hit there by Racker. And Racker sends it right back in with 5 to go on the 4-on-4. Blodgett rims it up the wall from McQuegan. McQuegan just trying to get a stick on it. McQuegan keeps going with it. 2-on-2 over the line. Now the Eagles on the man advantage. McQuegan sends it toward the net, but it goes wide. Didn't get it on goal. Behind the net, McQuegan still comes away with it. McQuegan tries to chip it toward the net. In front, a backhand shot. Taken, stopped by Manahan. The puck is still there. No whistle. Where's the puck? Finally a whistle blows. With Murphy on the ground. McQuegan on his knees getting up. And 45.3 to go in the period, and 56 seconds remaining on the Eagles' second power play, trailing 3-0. But good play by McQuegan. He went for a heavy skate all the way from his blue line and around the net and tried to put one on net. And a couple of opportunities there for the Eagles. Murphy and Bloom in the draw, won by Murphy ahead, but then taken by the Knights behind the net. It's Cantajas who feeds it up ahead to McFarland. McFarland skating with speed, carries it in over the line, takes a shot right on top by Blodgett. Puck played into the far side corner. Cardo tries to chip it up ahead, gets it to Craig. Good defense there played by Bloom, and Bloom feeds it back to his defensive Gagnon. Gagnon plays catch with the land, takes the puck back, sends it all the way down with 30 remaining in the period, but instead actually sent it into the Eagle bench dangerously with 19.8 to go in the period and 31 on the man advantage. So this faceoff should be just outside the Knight zone with that time remaining. And Coach, one of the things the Eagles got to pick up on as they go into the locker room is the speed of St. Mike's. As they're just changing positions, changing angles, and really just running them all over the rink right now.
Yeah, there needs to be more communication amongst the group as to who has who.
Alain takes it all the way down the ice. It chips right into Blodgett with 10 remaining in the period. Maybe one last chance if the Eagles decide to. Brewer will stay behind his net with 7. He comes out with it 5 seconds. They got to hurry. They want to get an opportunity. He's at center, looks for Noble over the line, comes in, takes a shot toward the net that's gloved at the horn by Manahan. And that'll end a disappointing first period for the Eagles as they trail 3-0 after one. And Coach, your thoughts on the first period?
Well, as we talked about as the period is going on, post players have to start identifying who they have, when they have, because when the speed of the game is happening, there isn't time to make those decisions without some measure of communication. So they need to do that. On the draws, they're not having much success winning draws, so they have to put themselves in a position where they're not losing those draws. Tie up, let somebody else come in and pick that puck up. And then I think the last thing is, as we've seen in this league in games, there's no lead that's safe. So you know what? You throw this period away, and you make this next period yours.
That's how we end period number 1, 3-0. We're going to come back in 2 minutes with Harrison Sheldon and an alumni interview here at the end of the first period. With the score, St. Mike's 3, your Eagles nothing. We'll be back in 2 minutes on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles.
Walking the path of integrity. Forever embracing a life in balance. Standing tall and confident. Leaders in the classroom, community, and field of play. With clear vision and a full heart. Looking to the future, devoted to the student athlete. Representing the Northeast. Diverse in composition, united by our values, determined by nature, uncompromised by choice. We are the NE10.
Back in the first period intermission here with the score St. Michael's 3 and Post University nothing. We're doing an alumni interview today here in the first period, and that's brought to you by Post University. Has 21 NCAA Division II athletic programs, from volleyball to baseball to hockey. There's something for everyone to enjoy, whether a student, a parent, or a fan. For more information on Post University athletics, news, scores, and upcoming schedules for all your favorite teams, please go to posteagles.com. That's posteagles.com. In comes Harrison Sheldon, former defenseman, 76 games played, 1 goal, 11 assists, 12 points. Shelly, good to see you. How are things?
Things are going well. Good to see you too.
So what are you doing in your post-Eagle career? Tell us a little bit about what you're doing since your time with the Eagles.
So I graduated in 2022, and I'm now working as an emergency medical technician in Massachusetts.
Excellent. Talk about your time with the Eagles. Obviously, coach, big part of that, but talk about your time playing on the ice, your thoughts, and where this program has come from, where you started to where they are now.
So coming in, my freshman year was 2018 to 2019, and it was a great experience over the 3 years we got to play. Unfortunately, due to COVID, I missed my junior year, but met a really great group of a lot of good guys, and learned a lot over the course of years from coach and from my teammates. Our senior year was unbelievable. We had a lot of success that we hadn't had before, so that all kind of stemmed from the culture that we were brought up in with the older guys and from coach. And we kind of moved into our senior year, had a really good group of guys. We found some success, didn't bring it all the way to the end with the championship, but still have a connection with a lot of the guys here, and happy to see them play today.
So unfortunately, the score is 3-0, and Eagles haven't exactly had a great season this year on the record book. But talk to me about what it's like with your fellow alumni and your former teammates. You guys still keep in touch a lot, not just an alumni weekend. It's more of a family than it is just playing hockey together.
Yeah. So part of our culture is our motto is one family, and coming in as a freshman, I didn't really get that right off the rip, but these guys that I met here, the older guys and the guys in my class and the younger guys too, we all stay in touch. We have a really great relationship. There's 6 or 7 of my guys down there from our class. They're some of my best friends. We're going to each other's weddings now. We're growing up together. So
that's both fun and expensive as time moves on. I've been through that myself. So just know the more friends you got, the more weddings and more checks you got to write. So just be aware as time moves on. Any advice I can provide, I'll provide you that one. Talk to me about your experience as a student at Post. What were your thoughts on that process, and not just being a student athlete, but being a student?
So what coach always highlighted for us was that it's student before athlete and student athlete, and I think Post provided a lot of opportunities academically through internships, great professors, great experiences. I majored in marketing, so I'm not really using my degree, but I still learned a lot through the education at Post and how to act professionally, how to appear as a professional in a workplace, how to communicate effectively. So definitely a great experience from Post.
Tell me your favorite part as a Post University athlete. Championship game aside.
Yeah. My favorite part was definitely just being able to come to the rink every day, being able to hang out with the guys and grow those relationships. And honestly, just how much I developed as a young man. Coming in as not totally immature, but definitely an immature kid, and growing into somebody who's responsible, who's accountable. Taking all those lessons and putting them into being a good guy.
Talk to me about being an EMT. What's fun about that? What's interesting about that? I know obviously it's very serious work and you're dealing with very serious things, but there's got to be some things you enjoy about that.
Yeah, it's definitely been an experience so far, and I mean there's a lot to learn. It's a great way to get a foot in the door in the medical field if you're looking to become a firefighter or looking to become a nurse or a PA. So it's being a hockey player has definitely helped me in that aspect, being able to handle stress, communicate well, work well in teams, and that's pretty much what it all comes down to is those things. So.
Awesome. Shelly, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Alumni Weekend, Harrison Sheldon. We'll be back in 2 minutes. 2 minutes with your look around the first period here and Coach Whitney's thoughts. You're listening and watching the Post University Hockey on the NE10 Now Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. Thanks, Shay.
Walking the path of integrity, forever embracing a life in balance, standing tall and confident, leaders in the classroom, community, and field of play, with clear vision and a full heart, looking to the future, devoted to the student athlete, representing the Northeast. Diverse in composition, united by our values, determined by nature, uncompromised by choice. We are the NE10.
First period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut in Shelton, Connecticut downstairs, and a nice sellout crowd here this afternoon for Senior Day. But the Eagles trail 3-0 to St. Mike's. Will have 11 seconds remaining on their second man advantage to start period number 2, but trailing 3-0. Recap of the first period brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, non-campus degree programs to meet your needs for you. Post is personal. For more information on all of Post degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. And we thank Harrison Sheldon for joining us in the first intermission. By the way, for an alumni interview, we'll do John Crapian, former Eagle forward, in the second intermission. And again, please stay with us after the game, where we'll have head coach Tim Richter kind of give his thoughts on the 7 graduating seniors, as well as sort of a look at the entire Eagles season. Again, not exactly the way everybody wanted it to go at 3-22-1, but it would be good to hear from Coach Richter and his thoughts and where this program will go next year. 3 goals, started off pretty early at 1:05 with a beautiful centering pass by Zach Taylor. He found a streaking TJ Beaver, the junior out of Enfield, New Hampshire, and he popped a shot past Blodgett, who had no chance at 1:05 to make it 1-0. A little over 13 and a half minutes later, the Knights got on the board again as Case Cantajas, who's got 31 career goals, now 32, scored his 12th goal of the season on a beautiful 3-on-1 rush by the Eagles. It turned into a 4-on-1, and he found a backhand after a pass centering by Brendan McFarland, adding an assist to Quinn McCarthy at 13:47, and it was 2-0. And then 26 seconds later, McFarland got one of his own on a pass by Taylor, and at 14:13, it was 3-0, and that's where we stand. Some power plays, 3 straight power plays for the Knights, killed off by the Eagles. But the Eagles unable to get one themselves. Shots on goal 14-10 in favor of St. Mike's. Felt like a lot more as St. Mike's had the better of the opportunities. And in the faceoff dot, St. Mike's dominant 21-11. Senior Day, Alumni Weekend, we honor 7 seniors: Casey Sturgeon, Michael Gethings, Brandon Crowther, Nick Brewer, Connor Barger, Ryan Mosher, and Patrick Murphy. The 7 Eagle seniors who are leaving the program. Again, one more home game tomorrow. That'll be at 2 p.m. here on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. That's the makeup of the game from yesterday. And on that third Eagle goal, on the third Knight goal, add an assist to TJ Beaver. So Beaver has a goal and an assist now. They've just added an assist there. Coach, 3-0 after one. Eagles have 11 seconds on their second power play, but they trail 3-0. Your thoughts overall on the first period and what the Eagles can do better as we go to the second?
Well, again, you have to figure out what you're going to be doing on your face-offs, and you have to apply the pressure. You can't expect to win if you're going to be reacting to what your opponent does. They've got to begin to dictate, and that becomes each individual. That means finding your man in your defensive zone, marking up, taking away time and space. It means getting pucks to the net, and just like that little flurry we saw towards the end of the period there, you get pucks to the net, and you go hard to that net until you get a whistle. Because at the end of the day, this is your house, and this can be whatever you decide you want it to be.
And Coach, first intermission, obviously we had Harrison Sheldon. Shelley working as an EMT now. Had some good things to say about the program. Just your thoughts on Harrison Sheldon, one of your players who graduated, and good to see him coming back for Senior Day and Alumni Weekend.
Well, when Harrison was here, he was one of our captains, and he's a difference maker. He's a guy that's very methodical, and poised, so it doesn't surprise me that he's in the medical field where you have to be in control. And he would be the guy that would not only have the ability to say the right thing at the right time, but then he could go out on the ice and deliver. And so I give him all the credit in the world for being a huge part of the success that we were able to have when he was on board.
So I did give him one piece of advice. I know you had stepped away for a moment. He said it's great to having all these teammates and all these friends, and we're going to go to each other's weddings and all these things. So just be careful, because weddings get expensive after a while. When you have a lot of friends, you got to write a lot of checks.
Yeah, that's okay. With these guys, I'd be happy to write a check.
There you go. Team's getting ready to take the ice for the start of the second period. Eagles need to match the sort of relentless speed that St. Mike's brings to the table.
Yeah, at the end of the day, this is a team where I think Post is going to have to, obviously within the confines of the game, but they're going to have to raise their physicality level, in a meaningful way, so that those, especially the defensemen, are getting way too much time in their defensive zone, the St. Mike's, to make plays. So they've got to get on those guys and know that when they touch that puck, they're going to get hit. So that's going to force them to want to have to move that puck a little bit quicker than they want to.
Teams will change ends for the second period. The Eagles will go right to left in their home white uniforms. The Knights in their purple uniforms, they're the Purple Knights for a reason, will go left to right. As we start period number 2, the Eagles will have 11 seconds remaining on their second man advantage of the game. And again, Eagles have had opportunities, just the Knights have had better ones, and at times made the Eagles look very scrambly, particularly the second goal, where I think it was Barter who tried to lay the large hit, but ended up missing, leading to the 4-on-1 down inside the zone and to the goal by Cantajaz.
Yeah, the other thing they have to be aware of is first goal came and they had a really great A of being in that bunker position. So again, when things are moving around, you got to find your guy.
Murphy and Taylor on the draw, won by Murphy, and here comes Craig over the line quickly. Craig takes a shot toward the net, looking for the corner, just missed. It goes high off the boards. Murphy behind the net, pushing off of Allant. Then a big hit by Gethings from behind. No penalty there. Break for the Eagles. Bice fighting hard on the half wall. Power play over, as it was only 11 seconds to start the period, but the Eagles come out with a good pressure and a good start, at least in the first 15 seconds. 5 players up on the half wall. Gethings thinking about getting in there with Taylor still there, and finally the ref blows the whistle as Murphy and Gagnon just throws it there on the half wall. And a face-off inside the zone to Manahan's right. But good effort there to start the first 28 seconds. An opportunity right off the draw and zone possession time, which is what the Eagles didn't have a ton of in period 1. Murray and Taylor on the draw. Murray loses it, but McQuegan tried to chop it toward the net. Taken by Alana. Lost the puck. Rolled away by McCarthy. Good play by Norling. Norling picked it up on the near side corner. Goes around toward the Zamboni corner. Back to the point to Brewer. Gives it to Sturgeon. Sturgeon toward the net. Looking for a deflection. He got it, but it's stopped by Manahan. Rebound in front. Murray sent it in front. It almost went back off a leg. Shot by Brewer just wide. And the Eagles peppering ahead on Manahan. Norling keeps it in. Gives it down to McQuegan. McQuegan spins off the check of Taylor. McQuegan still fighting for it. Using the body. Comes out the other side. Gives it to Brewer, but Brewer couldn't keep it in and goes out the center. But good pressure and good speed by the Eagles to start the second period, as I guess they got a wake-up call, and Sturgeon feeds a pass up ahead to Murray. Murray gets taken down, no penalty there, gives it up to Brewer, carries it down the right wing over the line. Brewer keeps going toward the net. Brewer looking for a backhand, but chipped away by McDonald. McDonald feeds it up ahead to Dukes, who feeds it out the center to the racing McCarthy. McCarthy has been on the ice for a while, looking for a line change. He chops it in the air. Mosher gloves it inside the Eagle zone. McDonald will take him out, but Harshaw there to help it out and picks it up behind the net. Harshaw rims it up the wall looking for McCowell. McCowell will get it to center, but give the puck away, and it goes back to the defensive Schwartz. Schwartz gives the Cantajas over here, but not able to control it, so Mosher puts the pressure on, feeds it up the wall and out the center where Glassrud will play. Glassrud spins it right back into the ninth zone where the Eagles have kept the puck for the first minute 40, but offsides as the Eagles didn't tag up. But, Coach, good minute 45 to start. Other than Brewer not being able to keep it in at the point, the Eagles have had good pressure for the first minute 45.
Yeah, well, you're seeing quick puck movement. I mean, that's the difference. That's going to be the difference in the rest of this game. When you move the puck, you force your opponents to react. They get a little scrambly, you get opportunities.
Guess they're calling an intentional offsides with the puck all the way down inside the Eagle zone, where the faceoff will be Mosher and Lincourt. Lincourt wins the draw over on the right side to Bloom. Bloom picks up the puck in the near side corner, looking to go back to the point to Cantajas, but it goes around Cantajas with a nice play on McCowell, and McCowell gets it out the center. Mosher plays it to McQueen, but instead it bounces all the way back into Blodgett. Blodgett just kind of waits there instead of coming out to play it. Blodgett got lucky as he and Bloom arrived at the same time, and the puck goes out of play. Blodgett kind of in no man's land, Coach. He didn't come out to play it. He just kind of waited, and both players kind of collided right at the top of the crease.
Well, that puck was in the worst possible spot because, you know, that was maybe 50-50, 60-40 if Drew could get to it or not. So good composure on his part, made a decision, and it worked out.
Lincourt and Murphy to Blodgett's right. Eagles don't want to give up the momentum they've had from the first couple of minutes. Long shot from the point, stopped by Blodgett. As a shot taken by Beaver, stopped by Blodgett. He's got a goal and an assist in this game. Craig gives to Bice. Bice loses the puck. He takes a hit. Murphy does get it to center, where Beaver will play it at center. Comes all the way over here to Ciancio. He feeds a long pass off the leg of Bavis. And teams playing for it at center. Gethings lost the puck. It ends up getting dumped into the Eagle zone. It gets by Blodgett. Craig has to play it on the far side, being chop checked there by Leal. Leal, though, lost the puck, gave it to Murphy, and here comes Murphy. Nice pass to Gethings over the line on left wing. Gethings looking to center. He does finally center, but it's gloved by Manahan before Bice and Murphy could get to the front of the net and get a deflection. So 2:51 in, 3-0 St. Mike's, but the Eagles playing a little bit better and understanding they need to play with some pace here in the second period, getting opportunities that they did not have in period one.
You know, you got good net drive there. If we can get that puck rattling off the goalie's pads, we got an opportunity.
Barter in the draw, wins it to Crowther, scores! Easy win, easy shot, and Crowther scores at 2:53, and just what we talked about, face-off win, quick shot and a goal, and the Eagles get right back into it. It's 3-1 on Brandon Crowther's second of the season at 2:53.
Yep, and senior scoring on senior day is nice to see.
And just because the Brad Marchand of the NE10 winning that draw and setting it up, a clean win for Crowther, for Barter rather, got it right to Crowther, ripped it by Manahan, and at 2:53 it's 1-0. So simply enough, and then a penalty off the face-off. I think this might be Delory again, which will be his third penalty of the game. In men's league, that gets you ejected, I think, but not in college. But officially, it's Crowther, his second from Barter at 2:53, and the Eagles are in the game as 3-1. But now they got to kill off the fourth night power play of the game.
And as we said, right? I mean, it's in this game, it's hard to win. It's hard to win when your season isn't going how you want it to. But how are you going to show up? How are you going to respond?
Mosher wins that draw, though, and that was something the Eagles struggled with in the first period as well. Kept in nicely, though, by Gagnon. Gagnon gives it to McCarthy. McCarthy plays catch with Taylor. Taylor and McCarthy still playing catch. Finally back to Gagnon. Gagnon closes in, takes McCarthy's spot, bends it around the net all the way to the far side where McFarland rims it back to Taylor, but it bounces over his stick. That gives Noble an opportunity to chase it, but Gagnon comes in down. Noble on the ice, prone, loses the puck to McCarthy. McCarthy back to McFarland. Now McFarland and Ciancio play catch, but they're way too close to each other. The puck ends up down to McCarthy. McFarland to Ciancio. Shot toward the net, blocked away by Blodgett through a screen of players. McCarthy now in front to Taylor. They play catch. Centered it in front to a behind-the-back Gagnon, to a streaking Gagnon who went behind the player's back looking for a deflection. And the puck gets sent all the way down the ice. First minute gone on the Knights' fourth power play. They're 0 for 3 so far. Murphy chop checks on McFarland, pinches it into the corner. Glassrud out there. Glassrud gets spun behind, kept in momentarily. Now Glassrud trying to get it, and he finally rims it all the way down the ice. It bounces onto Manahan. Good job by Glassrud using that body and size and then ripping it all the way down the ice. You can see why the Eagles are excited about him with that shot. Even from 200 feet away, he rimmed it all the way down with some pace. Now into the near side corner. Glassrud gets in there again. He takes 2 Knights hits, but the puck comes free back to the point to Bloom. Bloom sends it toward the net looking for a deflection. It went wide. Murphy on the half wall, up in the air and down the ice. Good job by the Eagles to get it out there. Much better penalty kill in the second minute than the first. 20 seconds remain on the fourth Knight power play. 5 minutes gone in period 2. 3-1 Knights. Over the line come the Knights. McDonald looking for the puck, had it taken by Glassrud. Glassrud behind the net trying to chip it away. Down low to help out is Bloom. Bloom rimmed it all the way around, but Cardo ends up with it and feeds it out to Engdahl. Engdahl at center, shorthanded with 5 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Over the line, spins away from the check of Ciancio. Loses the puck, power play over, and the Knights are 0 for 4 on the man advantage. Eagles offside, so they have to tag back up. Ciancio gives it up to McDonald at center. Gets to the blue line, dumps it in, takes a hit for his trouble by Crowther, the Eagle goal scorer. And now Barger trying to get it out of the zone, but can't. Sturgeon goes D to Craig. They play catch with it. Craig now on the far side, inside the Eagle zone, Engdahl, dangerous pass across the crease, the slot area. Gave it to Barter, who ends up getting it down. They dump it into that Zamboni corner. It takes a funky bounce. Now back to the point. Shot taken by Craig, looking for a deflection, just went wide. Sturgeon picks it up on the other side, gives it down to Crowther. Crowther centers it for Engdahl in front. He got a piece of it, but rolled wide. Now Murray takes a shot off the pads of Manahan. Back to Sturgeon at left point. Waits, goes across to Craig. Craig shoots toward the net again, blocked in front, never got there. Engdahl tries to play it. He lays a hit on the half wall, takes the puck away. Eagles playing with it again, and Crowther takes a shot from the rim of the small circle. And a stop by Manahan, and Coach totally 2 different periods so far outside of the penalty, where the Eagles do a good job on the penalty kill. They've had all the momentum.
Yeah, well, it's there for the taking, so it's up to them to execute and take it.
5:57 gone in period number 2. 3-1, face-off to Manahan's left as Murray and Taylor take the draw. Won by Murray clean again, but so clean it went right between the defense, and Cardo has to chase it all the way down. Being chased by McFarland, and you can see the speed from St. Mike's just on that chase. Here's Cardo. Behind his own net, will slow it down just a little. Feeds a pass over here too far for Norling. That's going to go all the way down the ice and behind Manahan. Despite McQuegan's best efforts, he wasn't able to get there. And a face-off now back in the Eagle zone with 6:14 gone in the second period, 3-1.
And it's just a small thing, but on that pass across, if the defenseman is on the far post on the other side, it's a much easier breakout because being on this near side, the only place he can go is up this side.
Murray on the draw with Taylor. Won by Taylor this time. Back to the point dangerously and nicely chipped out by McQuegan. McQuegan trying to win a race around the lane, but down comes Norling to help out. Norling picked it up in the Zamboni corner. Now 224 is going after it. Fighting for it is pinned on the back wall. 6 players down there. 3 Eagles, 3 Knights fighting for it. Down goes one of the Knights. That was Gagnon. And then dangerously out in front comes Taylor, but he manages to get away with it. Now a 3-on-2. Here's McFarland over the line. McFarland goes across to McCarthy, who takes a shot that gets blocked in front. And here comes Murray with it, but leaves it for Norling. Fire engine hockey here. Here's Norling over the line with a long shot that goes wide. Eagles make a full line change. Murphy comes out with it. Puck gets rimmed around to Ciancio on the near side. He tries to get it out. He goes high in the air, takes a hit for his trouble. Noble tried to glove it down. It was hit by Murphy. Might have been a hand pass, but they didn't call it. Glassrud now down in the Eagle zone. Tries to play it up the wall. He takes a big hit there, down there by Baxter. Rims it up the wall. Doesn't get it out. Kept in by Baxter. Goes back to Ciancio at right point. Takes a long shot looking for a deflection. It goes wide and around, and Bice will play it out with a heavy pass to Murphy. Murphy gets to the red line, takes a hit as he tried to dump it in. Keeps going with it. He goes into the Eagle zone. Played just out where Murphy will get to the red line, dump it right back in. Bouncer to Manahan gloves like a shortstop. Leaves it for Beaver, being checked by his opposing number, Gethings. Now a collision right here on the half wall. Beaver goes down. Gethings trying to come away with it. Bice in that corner as well, fighting for it. 3 Eagles, 3 Knights, and Bice takes a heavy hit for his efforts. Glasser toward the net, looking for the corner. Just missed it wide. Gethings on the half wall. Far side, looks down to Murphy. Murphy taken out by Baxter. Played in the Zamboni corner, pinching down Sturgeon nicely, but it comes out the center where Glassford will have to win the race. Glassford brings it into his own zone. He's a nice pass to Gethings. Gethings gets to the red line, dumps it in. Chasing after it is McCall in the Zamboni corner. Harshaw down there as well. Plays it back. Glassford, good effort. Keeps it in at the point. That's a good play there by Glassford, who came side to side to make that play and keep it in. Glassford fighting for it, ends up losing it finally. Baxter over here just outside the red line, chips it off the glass and into the zone. This should be an icing. No call there on the icing. That should have been an icing. He chipped it from his side of the red line. They didn't call it. Eagles able to bring it out of the zone. Here's Mosher, 3-on-2 if the Eagles hurry. Over the line. McCall closes it, looking for the corner. Just missed the top corner as he had a headhunter drive, lifted it over Manahan and over the net. Puck dumped into the zone. A definitely different Eagle team here in the second period so far. And back comes Craig. Craig, 3-on-3. Gets over the red line, now over the blue line, leaves it behind his back, drops it toward the net, shot right on. Manahan makes the save with Mosher closing in. But fast-paced, exciting hockey here as 8:48 have gone off the clock already. 3-1 St. Mike's.
Yeah, and you're seeing the difference, right, with the speed and skill St. Mike's has. When you attack with speed, you still force them to play defensively. And honestly, no team loves to play defensively. You enjoy the offensive piece of it. So that's just a great strategy by Post.
Barter in the draw, tries to go forward with it, got it forward, but lost the puck. Gagnon goes in, feeds a nice pass around the net to Alain. Here's Alain. Over his line, over the red, tries to carry over the Eagle line. He does, feeds it ahead. Falling down is Bloom as he tried to pick up the puck, and then Engdahl brings it out, gets it to center, takes a hit for his trouble, kind of threw off Lincourt, and the puck rimmed all the way back into the Eagle zone. Cardo plays it across to Brewer. Brewer, watched by Lincourt, feeds a nice pass to Engdahl, goes long cross ice for Crowther, too far. This should be an icing, and it's not, so that one's not an icing. Don't have me explain why that wasn't. Here's Cardo, long shot from the point, bouncing in. Crowther plays it away. Engdahl now on the half wall fighting for it. Played back down to Alain, who gives to Gagnon, who feeds a nice chip pass up to Bloom. Bloom tries to get it to center. He does, but gloved down nicely by Cardo. He'll rim it right back in for Barter to chase after it. Barter going after Gagnon, going to lay the hit, and there's a big hit. Oh, they're going to call boarding on that one, and that's not a good call. It's not a good call because Barter was going for the hit, and Gagnon turned his back to him. Barter was setting up for that hit 10 feet before he got there, and at the last second, Gagnon decided to turn his back, and they're going to get him for boarding at 9:47 and send the Knights to the fifth power play.
From what I understand, actually, that's going to be a matter of discussion at the meetings down in Florida in June, because you are seeing a lot of that. And then actually what happens is, as a player,
there's nothing Barter could do on that. He was already committed to the hit.
well, there's nothing Barter could do, but on the other end of it, that's a dangerous play to put yourself in that position. Like, I don't really want to turn my back with the potential that you might hit me and drive me face first into a wall. So they're going to be looking at that and seeing if they can do something to not, I suppose redefine is the best way to word it, so that there is perhaps more responsibility on that player if they deem that they have turned either not a penalty or potentially giving them a penalty for that.
And we're not saying Barter hasn't had a fair share of bad penalties. He's taken some over the course of his career.
Sure.
But that time he was setting up for the hit, and again, Gagnon spun himself at the last second, and that created the boarding penalty. So it looked worse than it was, but Barter had committed, and Gagnon turned.
Right, and you'd like to keep him safe. I mean, it's
Absolutely.
not a safe play for him to make, for Gagnon to make. You want to keep the guy safe.
Correct, and it's easy, and you don't want to get face first checked into the wall. We're not implying he's doing it because he wants to get face first checked, but at the same time, he can't just spin away as the hit's coming to create a board, and that's kind of what happened. But either way, the Eagles have to kill off the Knights' fifth power play. 10 minutes even to go in the second period and 1:48 to go on the fifth power play for the Knights. The Eagles have played really well here in the second period. Want to maintain that momentum on the Barter 2 minutes for boarding penalty. Taken at 9:48. Puck inside the Eagle zone. Players flying all over the ice. Two Knights and two Eagles are down in the near side corner as they try to get up, but now it's played to McFarland. McFarland sends it across the ice looking for Gagnon, who had pinched down low. Ciancio picks it up now. Ciancio looking to center it across. Instead goes behind the net to McCarthy, who gives to McFarland, goes back to Gagnon. Again, the Knights very good at changing positions within their power play within their own zone to create confusion. McFarland comes over here for Gagnon. The Ciancio one-timer from center slot. blocked in front and never got the Blodgett and deflected away. Now McFarland on the half wall with a minute to go on the man advantage. Being chopped at by Craig, then taken down and then stolen ahead is Mosher, but they're going to call a penalty behind the play. Mosher frustrated, but that one was kind of obvious as Craig takes him down, and now the Knights will have a 58-second two-man advantage at the penalty at 10:49 to Craig for tripping or holding.
Yeah, he just got on the wrong side of him there and got himself tangled up.
Had his arm out there too, which made it a little more obvious.
Yep.
Officially they're going to call holding 10:49, and now the Eagles, who have played really well here in the first 10 minutes of this second period, got a goal to get it to 3-1. Now have to kill off a 5-on-3 for 58 seconds. And then another minute 2 on a 5-on-4. That's if the Knights don't get any goals. McDonald, Dukes, Bloom, Cantajas, and Beaver, the 5 Knights. Cantajas to Beaver. They play catch with it. Cardo watching them both. Cantajas gives it down low to Dukes. Dukes back to Beaver. Back to Cantajas. Cantajas to McDonald. McDonald to Cantajas. They play catch. McDonald closes and centers it across, looking for the backdoor play, but Dukes wasn't there and he wasn't ready for it. He goes back to Beaver. Beaver to Cantajas. They play catch, top of the slot area. Nice play by Brewer to rim it out, but can't get it out of the zone. Beaver plays it down low to Dukes. Dukes back to Beaver. Top of the right point. Gives a Cantajas for a one-timer that goes wide off the glass and then bounces in front dangerously, and Blodgett holds the post. It comes out the other side. Cantajas to Beaver. Beaver with an opportunity. Gives it down low to Dukes, Dukes, center point. Shot taken wide by Cantajas. 9 seconds on the 5-on-3. Cantajas and Beaver play catch with it. Cantajas closing with another shot that's blocked by Cardo in front. Eagles trying to get it out. Murphy gets it to Cardo, and he gets it out of the zone, and the Eagles have killed the 5-on-3 off. Now 58 seconds to go on the 5-on-4. Nice takeaway, though, by Engdahl. Engdahl inside the Knight zone. Sent the backhand pass to Gethings, and he almost connected with it short-handed. Now Gethings inside the Knight zone has it bounce off a piece of snow. Sends it down low. Eagles doing a good job keeping it in the Knight zone here on the 5-on-4. And here comes Taylor with 35 to go on the 5-on-4. Taylor to McCarthy. Gets it in over the line. Dumps it around Glassrud. Glassrud follows him in behind the net. Takes him out with a nice check there. Engdahl gets it. Rips it all the way down the ice. And the Eagles 25 seconds away from killing off this entire power play mess. And Gagnon will play with 18. Gagnon up on the right side to Ciancio. He carries it in over the line on the right wing. Watched by Glassrud. Spins it around all the way back to Gagnon on left point. Gagnon leaves it from McFarland. McFarland closes in with a wrist shot taken, blocked in front again. I don't think it got to Blodgett again. Taylor gets pinned on the wall. McFarland down there as well. McCarthy gives it to Ciancio over here for Gagnon with a shot. That one got to Blodgett and taken out. Norling comes out of the box, and the Eagles have done a great job at killing it off. Here's Murray over the line. 3-on-2. Murray sends it toward the net, stopped right on by Manahan, and then it gets by Glassrud, and chasing after it is McCarthy. Noble back there to help out, sends it across to Taylor. Taylor with a shot, chopped it in right on. Stopped by Blodgett again. Backhand toward the net by McFarland. Stopped in front. Cantajas all the way over here for Schwartz. Schwartz loses the puck as it rolls down into the near side corner now behind the net to Taylor. Taylor centers it out in front to McCarthy. McFarland. 1 shot, 2 shots. Stopped by Blodgett. And the Eagles trying to get it out of the zone. McQuegan finally does. But the Eagles need a full line change. Glassrud gloves down the puck. Now has to chase after it with the right by the St. Michael's bench. And Murray will dump it in, so Crowther goes in after it. Stopped by Manahan. Down low is Engdahl. And the puck comes over here. Played out of the zone by Leal. He'll dump it into the Eagle zone where Sturgeon will chase after it. Sturgeon. Delory came over with a big hit, though, and took out, I think that was McDonald down there. And then Barger tries to lay a hit of his own, but gets it out to Engdahl. Engdahl gets to the blue line, takes a shot off the body of Schwartz. Coming in, though, is Crowther to help out. Schwartz picked it up in the near side corner. Goes back to Ciancio. He rims it up the wall, looking for Torianen. Goes back behind his net to Ciancio. And he sends a long pass down the middle of the ice, but nice soccer-style play by Sturgeon to Crowther, who sends it back into the zone. Ciancio sends it right back down, and it's tipped wide of Blodgett. It's no icing because it was touched on this side of the ice. And now Sturgeon in the near side corner. Long cross-ice pass goes off the body of McDonald, and then a re-center sent all the way back down onto the body of Beaver. Dukes, cross-ice pass looking for McDonald, gets it there over the line. Delory watching him sends a cross-ice pass again as the players are just going back and forth. And then Murphy taken down behind the play, which took out Blodgett, which took out the net. with 5:18 to go in the second period. Still 3-1. Eagles did a great job killing off the 5-on-3 and then the 5-on-4, though I thought St. Mike's just sort of passed the puck around too much on the 5-on-3.
Yeah, they were just
Too much movement on the 5-on-3,
you can
I
be a
thought.
little too technical. At the end of the day, on a 5-on-3, you have to get pucks to the net.
Yes. I thought they were doing way too much movement, which didn't create the lanes they were looking for to shoot on the 5-on-3 and ended up just doing a lot of passing. Either way, though, part of that was the Eagle penalty kill, so give them credit. Knights 0 for 6 on the man advantage this afternoon. Cardo gives to Murphy, makes a move at center, gets to the red line, dumps it in. Bice will chase after it. So will Gethings as it rims around over here in the near side corner. Goes back behind the net looking for Bice. Goes into the Zamboni corridor. Dukes tried the backhand pass. Got it there, but Murphy ended up hustling to the half wall to keep it in. Murphy down low to Gethings. Gethings back to the point to Cardo, and it hops over his stick and all the way down. Blodgett plays it for Cardo behind his own net with 4:35 to go in the second period. 3-1 St. Mike's. And you're right, exciting Firebrand hockey you're getting to hear this afternoon. Tipped by McCowell with a lob wedge that sent right into Manahan, and he gloves it down with 4:26 to go in the second period, but a little bit of field position creates a face-off inside the Knight zone.
Yeah, this just shows the emphasis how important that your draws are going to be. Because we're in the zone, we have some zone time now, but need to win a draw.
Mosher on this draw with Lincourt, won by Mosher, gets it to Harshaw. Harshaw had it bounce off his stick and out the center. Noble sends it right back in. Eagles tag. McCowell and Mosher go in after it. Quick pass up to Bavis. Bavis gets the center, carries it in to the red line, then dumps it in. Glassrud goes in after it. Glassrud rims it around the wall to Noble. Noble gets it to Harshaw. Excuse me, that was McCowell who got it. Was looking for Harshaw. 16, not 26. With 4:03 to go in the second period. Face off to Blodgett's right. Gotta say, I've been very impressed with Tanner Glassrud today. I think he's shown that speed and that size that I think the Eagles were looking for. We haven't seen all that much this season.
Yeah, it's hard when you're big like that, but he's been doing a good job of keeping his feet moving, and that's your difference maker.
Has had a couple of opportunities as well down on the offensive end, so good job by him so far. Murray on the draw with Taylor. Won by Murray cleanly and picked up by Noble behind the net. It comes out to the near side looking for Norling. Gets it to Norling, who makes a nice little stick chip to Murray. Murray dumps it in, chases in after it himself, goes behind the net with it. Collisions with McQuegan and a couple of other players. McQuegan comes away with it though, goes back to Glassrud at the point, sends it toward the net, blocked in front. Now he's got to win a race, taking on McFarland. Good job using his size and his body there by Glassrud to keep the offensive opportunity because McFarland had the speed. Taylor went flying by. Glassrud now behind the net, playing with the puck, chopping it into the slot area where McFarland has it bounce. Ciancio picked it up, looking over for McCarthy. As sometimes the Knights are passing it around a little bit too much instead of taking the shots that they have available. McQuegan feeds it ahead. Norling wins the race to Ciancio. Now leaves it for McQuegan, who takes a shot that just missed the net. Good effort by McQuegan and Norling, and puck comes out the other side to Taylor. Taylor gives to McCarthy. McCarthy inside the Eagle zone, spins away with a dangerous pass that goes through too many players. Barter being the last one, and Craig comes out the other side, makes a fancy move around a couple of Knights. Craig keeps going, keeps a nice pass to Crowther. Crowther leaves it for Barter, fakes the slap shot, closes a nice pass, backdoor shot, score! It's Engdahl, and at 17:04 on beautiful passing, the Eagles have made it 3-2, and that was pretty, Coach.
That was a great play from the standpoint of down one side, goes across the Royal Road. Goaltender doesn't have time to respond and get across. And on Engdahl's stick, off his stick, back in the net.
I think at this point Engdahl just likes being interviewed by us because every time we're here he seems to do something. So for Engdahl, his 7th of the season from Barter and Crowther at 17:04, so they each have 2 points, Barter and Crowther, and that was a pretty setup, 4-on-3, and Barter making a beautiful pass, faking the slap shot, then ripping it over to Engdahl. Now the Eagles right back in again. Gething sends it in 3-2. The Eagles have played an excellent second period, and this is what Coach Richter has been talking about all season, this excellent play after sort of a bad first period. Eagles trying to get back into it now, trail by 1. Brewer in his own zone, spins away from the check of McCarthy. Brewer goes high up in the air, gets it to center. Nice play there by Bice. Bice tries to chip it down to Murphy, didn't get it any farther than he could, and now dumped it right back into the Eagle zone with 2:19 to go in the second period. 3-2 St. Mike's. Cardo rims it around the wall. McCarthy there to play defense on Gethings, so Gethings reverses the flow to Brewer. Brewer goes high up in the air, gets it to center, looking for the streaking Murphy. Unfortunately, that's going to bounce too far and go for an icing, as it took a forward roll as opposed to a backward roll, and that will lead to a face-off inside the Eagles zone. And what the Eagles have really done well in this first period is every time they've had a little adversity, a couple of power plays, 5-on-3, they've come right back with an offensive opportunity and not let that sort of settle into more offensive zone time for St. Mike's.
Right, so again, it's what we talked about. This is your house. This can be whatever you want it to be. Right now, the Eagles want to win the game.
Big 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Eagles don't necessarily have to tie it up, but they definitely don't want to let St. Mike's get another goal. So face-off won by St. Mike's, sent toward the net. A couple players down right there. Linesman gets taken out of the play a little bit as well. Puck goes all the way around, kept into the zone momentarily. Brewer fighting forward in the corner, tries to chip it out. Murphy there as well. He chips it around the defense of Schwartz and out the center. Here's Gethings, 1-on-3 over the line. Gethings with a shot that goes off the leg of Cantajaz. Rims all the way around to Bice. Bice, top of the far circle, takes a shot. Bouncing in front and almost right on the stick of Gethings, who was wide open at the side of the net. Schwartz in his own zone. Good play by McCall to have it go off his leg and be kept in. Now rimmed all the way around over here. Played by Davis up and out to center. Sturgeon tried to glove it like a outfielder. Lost the puck. Brought back in by Beal and then taken away by the Eagles out to center. Harshaw gets to the red line. Dumps it in. Mosher chasing in after. Good job by Mosher to get in front of Ciancio and get it to McCall. McCall looking for somebody in front. Nobody there. McCall plays the puck on the boards behind the net. Does a good job fighting off Ciancio. Sturgeon across the ice to Craig. Craig changes position with Harshaw. Takes a shot toward the net. It's right there. And it almost went in. But a nice stop by Manahan and it's sent out of the zone. Harshaw to Sturgeon to Craig. Craig to Mosher, dumps it in, takes a funky bounce, just gets into the blue line, and then played down to Mosher. Mosher makes a move toward the net. He's going to draw a penalty, though, with 45. Mosher on the backhand in front. Touch it, still bouncing around, no whistle. Mosher plays it in the Zamboni corner, goes back to the point to Craig. Craig holds, wait, shoots, wide. It might have deflected off in front. Behind the back to Noble. One time to Malmu. Queegan gets deflected just over the net. Comes out the overside and finally touched. And a standing ovation from the crowd here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. What a period the Eagles have put together. Still trailing 3-2, but they've just drawn another penalty. Their third power play of the game, upcoming at 19:29. 2 minutes for somebody. It's going to be Ciancio officially. 19:29, 2 minutes for slashing, and the Eagles to their third power play, trailing 3-2, excuse me. Murphy and McDonald in the draw. Eagles win the puck back to Cardo at the point. Cardo takes a shot toward the net, deflected in front. It's laying there outside the crease. A shot by McQuegan just wide. McQuegan behind the net into the Zamboni corner, being slashed out by Alain. Alain comes away with it with 18, tries to get it out of the zone, comes up to McDonald. They can't get it out. Nice play by Cardo. He rims it over to Murphy. Murphy with 10 in the period. Holds on the right point. Murphy takes a shot toward the net in front. Nice stop by Manahan. And Manahan's the only reason this game isn't tied right now, is he's made a couple of big saves. A long shot from center. That'll end period number 2, but an excellent period for the Eagles as they trailed 3-0 to start the period and had been dominant outside of power play time here in period number 2, and they trail 3-2. Coach, two different teams in two different periods.
Yeah, if you're a Post fan, you're loving this because this is what you want to see. And as a coach, you want to see your boys get knocked down maybe, and then they got back up, and then they return the favor. So it should be a great third period.
We'll be back in 2 minutes. We'll be back in 2 minutes with former Post University Eagle John Crapian as we celebrate Alumni Weekend and returning Eagles. In 2 minutes, you're listening and watching the Post University Hockey on the NE10 Now Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles.
walking the path of integrity, forever embracing a life in balance, standing tall and confident, leaders in the classroom, community, and field of play, with clear vision and a full heart, looking to the future, devoted to the student athlete, representing the Northeast, diverse in composition, united by our values, determined by nature, uncompromised by choice. We are the NE10.
All right, back for the second intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut, where the Eagles have had a very strong second period and now trail St. Mike's 3-2. Second period intermission brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal. For more information on Post University degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. And as we celebrate Alumni Weekend and Senior Day, we bring back one of the alumni, former Eagle John Crapian. John, how you doing?
Great, how are you?
Excellent, excellent. Let's read off your stats. 72 games played, 16 goals, 16 assists for 32 points. So tell us what you're doing now that you've left the Eagle program and graduated and moved on with your life.
Yeah, just a couple years down the road. I'm in law school currently, actually, in Suffolk University in Boston. And,
there you go.
Yeah, it's going well. You know, a lot better. First year was very tough, but we're grinding the second year and getting through it. So halfway done.
First year's a lot of reading, right?
Oh, yeah. It's always a lot of reading.
Had a lot of friends go through law school, so I know that level of work. So talk to me about your post-university experience, both as a student and as an athlete, and what that sort of led to you going to law school.
Yeah, just a lot of life lessons, you know, a lot of growing, meeting a lot of people that I'm still friends with today, meeting my wife and everything. So it was just a wonderful time. And academically, I did well there, so I could get to law school. And it just shows you if you do well academically, you can go on and do great things.
Talk to me about your time on the ice. Obviously, you had a COVID season, unfortunately, but a championship run, and then with Coach, and we've retired him up here to sit with me now, and which is a whole new experience. But talk to me about your 4 years and your ice time and just your growth as both a player and a person.
Yeah, I love my time here. I love playing for Coach Witt. It's funny seeing Brandon Brown back there, assistant coaching, one of the players that I played with. It was just a lot of good memories, a lot of growth as a program. That's one thing that I like to take away from being kind of in the beginning of it, and grew every year and got better as a player and as a team, and hope to see the growth continue here. So.
Talk to me about your favorite moment. I know the championship run is probably one of the favorites, but some of the little things that maybe we don't get to see behind the scenes, or even on the road, some things like that.
I'd say my favorite moment personally, a little selfish here, but my first goal, I was put in and out of the lineup my freshman year, and I remember scoring my first goal. We had a couple of goalies out, Brandon, and our backup goalie was out, and Big Earl, the vet, came in, and we beat Snoo in overtime, and I scored my first goal that game as a part of the game winner, and that was a great moment. Obviously, the championship run was a good story, and there were some great memories on that run as well, but we didn't pull through, so I couldn't really say it was one of my favorite there, but we had a
you didn't hang the banner yet.
Yeah, so if we did, that would definitely be number one. But.
So talk to me about some of your time as a student. We had Harrison Sheldon in the first period. He talked about all the friends he makes and still the teammates he talks to today. Talk to me about some of that.
Yeah, Harry is my freshman year roommate, and we always took academics very seriously, and honestly, Post was a great community. I was an RA as well, so I made a lot of friends from other sports teams and other organizations across the Post University community, so it was good for branching out, and obviously still keep in touch with a lot of the guys from the team today, because we came back and together to watch the game from Massachusetts, so just lifelong memories and friendships, and that's a big thing that I take out.
All right, so you were an RA as well. So you're learning something as we come along. So now I have a son in college.
Okay,
so talk to me about your time as an RA. Give me the funniest story you have as an RA.
I don't know how many I can say on here.
How many legally you can say on here? Because I can tell you some from my son's time.
Yeah, exactly. But, I just remember some fire alarms going off, waking up at 4 in the morning. So that sticks out to me. Some people trying to cook in the kitchen.
I get the same story right now. Absolutely.
Yeah. So that always comes up to memory when I think of my time as an RA.
But the good news is even I had those problems when I was in college. Is that the fire alarm goes off at random times for whatever reason, and you never know why. Although one time I remember throwing a football and hitting the fire alarm, which sort of set it off.
Some things may have happened that we're going to keep undercover. But
we weren't always good people.
The fire alarm sometimes just went off randomly, we'll say.
So lastly, talk to me about you obviously going to law school right now. We just talked a little bit about it, but a lot of work that goes into becoming a lawyer. So tell me why you chose to go that route after your time at Post and what you're hoping to be later on. You're looking to be an attorney, a judge?
Right now I'm kind of on a track to work in a district attorney's office. Did it a little bit over the last summer and going into this summer. And I was a criminal justice major in undergrad here and emergency management and homeland security. So those things kind of just pushed me to continue to be like a criminal lawyer. So that's what I started with, and now I'm continuing to use those things I learned in criminal justice and emergency management towards the criminal law field.
Perfect. John, don't be a stranger. Thanks for coming up.
Hey, nice to see
you. Maybe we'll do this time next year, but Alumni Weekend.
I'll be around once in a while.
John Crapian, we're here on the NE10 Now Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. We'll be back in 2 minutes on the network with a recap of the second period. We'll be back right with you. You're listening and watching the Post University Hockey.
Walking the path of integrity, forever embracing a life in balance, standing tall and confident, leaders in the classroom, community, and field of play, with clear vision and a full heart, looking to the future, devoted to the student athlete, representing the Northeast. Diverse in composition, united by our values, determined by nature, uncompromised by choice. We are the NE10.
Second period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut, where the Eagles scored 2 goals in the second period and cut it to 3-2 after St. Mike's had a 3-0 lead at the end of one. So 3-2 St. Mike's as we head toward the third period. Scoring in the second period, Brandon Crowther on a beautiful face-off win by Connor Barter at 2:53, ripped a shot past Manahan, and that put the Eagles on the board 3-1 at 2:53. Teams played up and down hockey. There were some power plays for the Purple Knights, a 5-on-3 included for 58 seconds that the Eagles killed off, and then the minute 2 of the 5-on-4 after that. Purple Knights 0 for 6 on the man advantage, and then the Eagles managed to come down on a beautiful 4-on-3. Crowther left it for Barter, who faked the slap shot, sent it across the slot to a wide open Jack Engdahl, popped his 7th goal of the season at 17:04, and that made it 3-2. The Eagles will have a minute 30 of power play time as we head into the third period. They drew a penalty late in the second period. Shots on goal, Eagles 13, St. Mike's 9. two-period total tied at 23. Both teams with 23 shots on goal. Face-off, post 10, St. Mike's 9. St. Mike still has a 30-21 lead in the face-off draw through 2 periods, but a tale of 2 periods for sure. And I know when we talk to Coach Tim Richter often, it's bad play, good play, even play, but we saw great play in that second period, so now you have to hope for the Eagles that the third period resembles the second and not the first.
Yeah, well, the momentum is there, right? It's much more difficult to turn your period around than it is once your adrenaline's flowing and you're feeling it, which they are right now. They just got to keep going with it. They just got to keep going with it, keep pushing, getting pucks to the net. They've done a little better job reducing St. Mike's dominance in the face-off dot, so that's a positive. And evening up on the shots on goal is also one.
So talk about that for 1 second, Coach. So you had this tremendous amount of momentum. You're going to have a minute 30 power play to start this third period. How do you not lose that over this 15-minute intermission?
You just honestly, it's got to be something that's inbred in you as a player. Like if you're in there, it's 15 minutes. You want it to be a 5-minute Zamboni ice night because you want to just get back your stuff back on and get right back out there and get back at it. And that's what we'll see. That's what I think we'll see. I think we'll see a Post University team that's hungry and can't wait to just get back out here and drop the puck. And let's keep doing what we've been doing.
So a little record keeping again. Tomorrow is the regular season finale. That's the game that was supposed to be last night at 4 o'clock. 2 p.m. tomorrow on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. 1:45 for the pregame show. That will be the final regular season game in the NE10 this season. We'll have a much better handle on the playoff situation, particularly as it relates to St. Michael's and who the Eagles may be playing in the first round, as the Eagles are locked into the 6th seed, so they will play the 3 seed, which could be any one of 4 teams at this point right now, but we'll have a better handle on that at pregame time tomorrow. Again, 1:45 on the network, 2 o'clock puck drop here on the NE10 Now Network. Stay with us after the game. Not only will we do the 3 stars, if the Eagles do win, we'll have a player from the winning team, and also we'll have head coach Tim Richter will come out and talk about his 7 graduating seniors, as well as a little bit of a recap of the season and his thoughts as the team moves forward toward the playoffs, as well as what next season and what they need to do in the off season. Again, not the greatest of years record-wise for the Eagles, but playing well today, trailing 3-2 as the teams get ready to take the ice for the third period. And then, Coach, lastly, we had John Crapian in the second intermission. Just a little bit of your thoughts on future Supreme Court Justice, Mr. Crapian.
Well, again, doesn't surprise me that John is trying to keep going in his life and achieve some pretty lofty goals, which I'm sure he will achieve. He was a big part again of our success, particularly really strong for us on draws. He was the guy that if we needed an important face-off, he could come in there, win the draw for us. And I think he's loving the fact that he's right near home and going to school, and will be in a position before you know it to take a bar exam and keep his career going.
Teams take the ice for the start of the third period. They'll change sides again. Eagles this time go left to right as you look at your screen and dial. They're in the home whites. The Purple Knights rather in their road purple, going right to left as you look at your screen and dial. Eagles will have 1:30 on their third power play of the game. They're 0 for 2 so far, but we'll have an opportunity to tie the game again. Tale of 2 periods. Eagles look like they're going to get run out of the ice surface in the first period, giving up 3 goals and trailing 3-0, but played an excellent second period, led by Crowther and Barter and Engdahl. That line attributed all of the points so far for the Eagles, and now trail 3-2 with a 90-second man advantage. Officials doing a little bit of work down by Manahan's net. The faceoff will be between Murphy and McDonald. Ciancio in the box for another 90 seconds. Eagles on their third power play. And again, we want to thank the crowd that came out today, a sellout crowd here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. Not only are all the seats filled, but the people are standing too deep around the glass area, and even have some people in the upper tank over there watching the game. So a great crowd here on Alumni Weekend and Senior Day, celebrating the 7 seniors graduating from the Post program. But they're not done yet. They got a period today. They got at least 3 periods tomorrow and a playoff game to come. So seniors still have some hockey left. Murphy wins the faceoff to McQuegan, and Craig and Cardo play catch. Cardo will go behind the net after being chased by Dukes. Eagles on the man advantage. Cardo gives to Murphy. Murphy carries it on left wing, goes across the ice looking for Craig. That had to go through too many bodies. And then Dukes almost slashed Cardo in the face, not intentionally, but trying to slap the puck. Good thing they wear face masks at this level. Otherwise, Cardo might have taken a stick to the chops. Cardo goes behind Murphy, but gets to the red line, tries to dump it in. Cardo helps it out and then rims it all the way around, but Craig has to chase in after it. Craig takes on Schwartz, gets the puck in, and Glassroot goes into play as well. So again, the 3 defensemen set up for the Eagles, with Glassroot being the big body in front. Puck comes free to Craig on the right point. He chips it down low again, past Schwartz. Glassroot over there, 6 players on the half wall. On the near side, on the right side, Murphy ends up chipping it down toward Glassroot. They rim it away. Cantajas finally rims it down the ice with 30 remaining on the power play. I'll also say this, the lights are on, but the sun is blaring through the windows, and that's creating a bit of a glare as well and changing sort of the eye visibility for both teams and players. Here's Engdahl chipping it in to the night zone again, and then a dangerous clearing attempt that goes off the back of the net, so the Eagles get a break there. Alain tries to play it with 5 seconds remaining in the power play. It's about to end. Comes up to McFarland. He rips it down the ice, and that'll end the Eagles' 3rd power play. They're 0 for 3. And the score remains 3-2. Blodgett rips it up the wall to Barter. Barter in the near side corner, being watched by Nallman, who hasn't played much today. Then Brewer goes high in the air, pops it to center, taken by Beaver. Beaver had it slapped at by Engdahl and played back to Nallman. Nallman goes to Ciancio, is just out of the box. He goes D to D to Beaver. Beaver on the near side, feeds a pass too far, looking for Racker, and ends up on the stick of Brewer. Brewer gives to Crowther at the red line, goes high in the air. Crowther will go for a line change where Barter will chase Beaver in after, looking for a hit probably, but doesn't take one. Instead, it's Engdahl who takes the hit. Barter falls down, and here comes Beaver. Beaver with a head of steam up over the line as a defenseman, moving forward, takes a shot, goes off the leg on a backdoor centering pass. I don't know if that was a shot or a centering pass, but it went off the leg of Racker and just wide. Sturgeon reverses the flow up to Engdahl, gets it out to Mosher up at center, and Schwartz will play it. Schwartz to Cantajas, carries in over the line himself. Both Beaver and Cantajas with goals in this game, and then McCowell takes it in the slot looking for Mosher, but it gets out of the zone. Then Mosher back checks, losing the puck to Alain. Alain has to play it inside his own zone, being watched by McCowell, and McCowell does a good job to get in on Alain before he chips it over to Gagnon. Excuse me, that's Cantajas. Cantajas rolls it in on Blodgett, who will cover. With 2:48 gone in the 3rd. Both teams sort of feeling each other out, but St. Mike's has a 3-2 lead, so the Eagles still got to find a way to get one, despite that great second period.
Yeah, it's just an opportunity now to win draws, get better on those, and just keep putting the pressure on.
Murphy and Taylor. Taylor wins the draw, but it ends up on the stick of Gethings, who carries it out the center, gets to the red line, dumps it in, but it goes off Gagnon, and Murphy picks it up. Murphy takes a shot, bad angle shot toward the net, stopped by Manahan. Rebound just bounces away from Gethings, and Bice fights in the far side corner. Back to the point to Cardo. Cardo takes a shot toward the net, stopped by Manahan. Rebound shot just missed by Murphy, and he's looking to the roof. He's looking to the roof and to the sky because he had a wide open net and he just missed. As Manahan made the initial save, and Murphy had the rebound and couldn't put it past Manahan with 3:07 gone in the 3rd.
Yeah, again, this is that kind of pressure that Post needs to keep going with. That's a good play by Patrick.
Good shot by Cardo, and then Murphy had an opportunity on the rebound and just missed. But we've seen those opportunities before, but the Eagles continue the pressure. Ciancio having trouble controlling the puck, but gets it to McDonald, so McDonald reverses the flow to Beaver. Beaver now having trouble with the puck, gives it to Ciancio, rims it up the wall and all the way out the center where the Eagles take control of it. Gethings, though, being chop-checked by McDonald, gets it back to center, and the teams play a little bit of catch with it. Here's Ciancio over the line, but 2 strides ahead was Racker, so the Knights have to tag up. Cardo gets to center, tries to get around Dukes. Can't do it. Bice picks it up, dumps it into the zone. Eagles go for a line change. Gethings stays down to forecheck. Puck rims around, almost dangerously gave it away to Gethings, but Beaver came away with it and gives it up to Bloom. Bloom got taken down by Murphy, and then he's taken down, and Bloom will take a penalty. And the Eagles will go to their 4th power play of the game at 3:54 as Bloom fell down and then decided to take Murphy with him. And the Eagles go right back to the man advantage. A penalty on Ty Bloom, the freshman from Helena, Montana. And the Eagles go to their 4th power play of the game.
And you can see now how the difference with the speed, what that does is now St. Mike's is playing from behind a little bit, and they're doing things like that. That's a neutral zone penalty that shouldn't occur, but does because you're just trying so hard to keep up.
Gethings won it forward, and Engdahl took a shot that got blocked in front. Then Alan takes it, rims it all the way down, and doesn't get it all the way down because Brewer makes a nice play with the glove. But he had to play it outside the zone anyway, and then Noble and Engdahl play a little bit of catch with it, and then a bad behind-the-back pass by Engdahl gives it back to Noble, so he'll regroup behind his own net with 1:35 to go on the man advantage. The Eagles 4th. They're 0 for 3 so far. Here's Brewer. Gets to the red line, gets around the first level of defense, tries to get around the second. He ends up with the puck, though, as it kept going. Now Brewer looking to center, goes behind the net, comes out the near side. Brewer goes to the top of the circle, spins away on the half wall, looks to center it out in front, but the 3 Eagles who were there, he didn't find any of them, and now a breakaway the other way for McFarland. McFarland, though, can't control the puck. He takes a shot. That Blodgett stopped as McFarland had a breakaway, lost control of the puck, and then just ripped a shot from the middle of the circle that Blodgett had to make a save on shorthanded, and the Eagles come away with the puck again. Brewer to Cardo. Players getting in the way of each other, causing passes that should be clean, not to be. Engdahl carries it ahead with a head of steam, then lost it, and the puck sent all the way down the ice by Beaver into the Zamboni corner where it bounces to Blodgett. He'll play as Dukes comes in, rims it around to McQuegan with 45 to go on the Eagles' 4th power play. Not exactly the best power play so far. Glassroot on the ice with McQuegan. Dumped into the zone. Alan looks to rim it around, but nice body check by McQuegan to keep it down in that corner. Glassroot now goes in after it. Murphy out there as well. Murphy lays the body. Puck comes free. Gagnon over there. McQuegan pinches it back to Craig. Craig keeps it in between 2 players somehow, and then popped it up in the air. Alan lost it, though, to McQuegan inside the zone. McQuegan lost the puck. Glassroot in, rimps it down, and a diving play by Craig to keep it in. It rolls off his stick, but right back in comes Cardo. Nice go for a change. Cardo takes a shot that's swallowed whole by Manahan with 13 seconds remaining on the man advantage and 5:42 gone in the 3rd. Still 3-2 St. Mike's.
The important draw here, the important to win a draw and be able to make a play here, keep that momentum going when we go back to 5-on-5.
Face off to Manahan's left between Murphy and Taylor. Won by Murphy, back to the point. Cardo and Craig collide, but Craig comes away with it. Craig on the half wall, top of the circle, looking to go back to Murphy at the point. He gets it there. Murphy closes it in, waits, holds, shoots! Right on, looking for a deflection. But Manahan makes the save with 1 second remaining on the power play. Good shot by Murphy. Off the ice, looking for a deflection with the screen in front, but Manahan held tall at the top of the crease.
Yeah,
and gets a whistle.
You just have to be aware here on this draw, right? If St. Mike's wins clean, that guy can pop out of the box, so they got to be aware of that. With only 1 second left.
Face-off will be Barter, Crowther, Engdahl, Sturgeon, and Delore. Taylor for St. Mike's. Taylor wins that draw. Power play over as Bloom comes right off the ice. And how's that not too many men on the ice? The 5th player jumped on the ice too early. That should be too many men on the ice on St. Mike's at 6 minutes. And the Eagles go right back to the man advantage. So a mistake in timing. St. Mike's sent the 5th player out before Bloom came out of the box. And the Eagles go right back to the power play at 6 minutes on a too many men on the ice penalty to St. Michael's.
Yeah, that penalty's on the bench there.
The penalty box and the bench are right next to each other, and it's usually sort of a seamless exchange. But that time, the 5th player jumped on before the box door even opened. Bloom didn't even come out of the box.
Yeah, I don't think there's any really case to plead here.
No, I could see the 5th player before the box door even opened, so there should be no question about this one. And I called it in real time, too, so there should be no question. There should be too many men on the ice. It's really just going to serve the penalty now, and it's going to end up being Jack Leal, the sophomore out of Suffern, New York. He'll serve the too many men on the ice penalty, so the Eagles 0 for 4, right back to the man advantage. On a bad play by St. Mike's, putting the player on the ice too early before the box door opens. And again, we've had times, and you've probably done it as well, where it's the timing, that door opens, that guy's jumping on the bench, which is 2 feet away, and a player's coming off the bench. It's a timing thing, but that time that player jumped on a little bit too early.
No, it is. And the other thing is too, where you position that guy on your bench. I always liked him right
at the door, right?
At the door, and I always made sure there was a coach right there, so if he had to grab the back of the jersey and kind of tug him back, we could do it.
Well, also what made that too many men on the ice is he actually played the puck. The fifth player played it versus just being on the ice. Maybe if he didn't touch it, he might have gotten away with it.
Yeah, I don't think they would have called if he didn't touch it. I think you're right.
Barter lost the draw to Dukes. Puck rimmed around to the near side where it tried to get sent down by McDonald, but kept in by Noble. Quick cross-ice pass to Brewer. Brewer keeps it in on right point. Being watched by Schwartz. He feeds it down around the boards. Played by Cantajas, and he rims it all the way down the ice. Brewer behind his own net. Gives to Engdahl, gives to Barter. Barter with some speed. Gets over the line, somehow manages to get it over the line, and then behind the back pass looking for Engdahl, but Brewer will keep it in. Brewer spins at the top of the circle, fakes a pass back to Crowther, keeps it on right point. Brewer holds and waits, gives it to Engdahl. Engdahl, top of the circle, gives down to Crowther. Good movement by the Eagles. Brewer fakes a shot, gives to Noble. Noble looks for a shot toward the net. It gets deflected and then rimmed all the way down the ice by Ciancio. They watched Brewer, and as soon as the puck went to Noble, they just closed on him really quickly, and Noble made a pass into the corner that was wiped down by Ciancio. So the first minute of the fourth Eagle power play killed. The fifth Eagle power play killed, and here comes Murphy. Murphy over the line, carries, looks to center, and goes around the net. Momentarily out of the net was Manahan, shot by Craig toward the point, looking for McQuegan. It was right on and then deflected wide after the shot was stopped by Manahan. McDonald in the near side corner, and he sends it to the point, but Craig kept it in. Craig gives it to Murphy. Murphy and Craig change positions. Murphy center point, sends a shot toward the net in front. Stop! Rebound by McQuegan right on, and Manahan held firm and made the save there with 26 seconds remaining on the power play and 7:34 gone in period 3. Still 3-2 St. Mike's, but a good opportunity there.
Yep, again, you just have to keep that pressure on like they've been doing, and they've been doing a good job this period. Easier when you have the power play, but dictating play. So that's a positive for sure.
Murphy on the draw with Bloom to Manahan's right. Won by Murphy. Cardo gives it over to Craig, who's chasing after it, dives to keep it in. He still kept it in momentarily, and then finally it was knocked out by Bloom, the center. So the Eagles have to tag up with 15 remaining on the man advantage. Cantajas rims it all the way down, and I think that went through the Eagle bench.
Yeah.
So good news for the Eagles is it didn't kill a ton of time, and then it ends up leading to a face-off to Manahan's right. And Cantajas going to the Eagle bench, telling him he's sorry. That was a tough angle to get it through the Eagle bench, no less, but managed to. Good sportsmanship there by Cantajas. Face-off won by Murphy. Back to Craig again. Craig takes a shot toward the net, gets blocked in front, so it never gets anywhere near there. Murphy fighting off McDonald. McDonald takes him down. No penalty there, and finally chopped out the center. And that'll kill the Eagles' fifth power play. They're now 0 for 5, and 12 minutes remain in the third. 3-2. McQuegan carries it in, had it chopped off his stick at the last second by Beaver, and the puck sent all the way down back to the Eagles' zone where Sturgeon will play it. Sturgeon behind his own net, watched by Racker. Puck given to Harshaw, up for Mosher, goes off Mosher's stick, but Harshaw racing after it. Mosher picks it up on the half wall, feeds it down below the net, looking for McCall, gives it back to Mosher. Mosher rims it all the way around, but taken by Ciancio. Ciancio backhands it dangerously into the slot area, but no Eagle there to pick it up, and it gets sent out into the Eagle zone. Delory plays catch with Sturgeon. Sturgeon goes back to Delory. No crispness on those passes as they're going into the legs and not the sticks. But McCall ends up chipping it into the ninth zone where Ciancio plays it. Ciancio gives it up to McFarland too far, and Brewer will play it inside his own zone. Some sloppy play over this last minute or so. Mosher looking to clear it into the Eagle zone, into the ninth zone, looking for McCall, but bounced off a leg once, then bounced off a leg a second time, and ended up on the stick of the land. And now Gagnon behind his own net, pinned to the wall by Norling, gives it to Alan, and then stolen by Murray. Murray feeds a nice pass to McQueen, closing in, fakes, holds, spins away from the check, sticks flying everywhere now in the middle of the ice. There's a stick in the middle of the ice. I don't know whose it is. Murray comes with the backhand around the net, rebound later, one bang, two bang, and rolls in, and it's held by Manahan, who held the post on Murphy's first shot, and then the rebound shot taken, stopped by Manahan again. And Manahan's made some good saves this afternoon, keeping this at 3-2 game for St. Mike's.
Yeah, and Post getting opportunities, but also now a little bit in the D zone. St. Mike's playing a little bit tentative. They don't want to take another penalty. So you can see them consciously doing that. So when you get that little bit of time and space there, Post has been able to take advantage of that and get some good opportunities.
10:30 to go in regulation time, 3-2 St. Mike's. St. Mike's led 3-0 after one. The Eagles scored 2 in the second. It's 3-2, and that's where we are right now. Barter, who's got 2 assists today. Crowther, a goal and an assist, and then Engdahl, who scored the second goal. The Eagle tallies. Barter on the faceoff with Lincourt. Won by Lincourt, gave it to Cantajas, who rims it around. Glassrud steps in to try to keep it in, but it rolled out. Crowther and Lincourt dive for it, and here comes Barter back the other way over the line. Looking for Crowther was Barter, ended up off of Noble's stick, still chopping toward the net. Crowther ends up with it in the near side corner, goes behind the Barter. Barter looks to center it out in front, but falls over the official, and then sent to the point where it's taken out of the zone by Ty Bloom. Bloom gives a pass up over the line to Bavis. Bavis dumps it in behind the net, takes a hit from Glassrud for his trouble, and then Bloom plays it behind the net. Bloom centered it out in front, but Lincourt was on his knees and had no way to take the puck, and then Glassrud centered it looking for Crowther out of the zone. Beaver with a needless icing as he just sent it down. Nobody was near him. Nobody was pressuring him. He just sent it right through everybody and down the ice. So 9:46 remaining in regulation time. 3-2 St. Mike's. Face off inside the Purple Knight zone.
Those are, we talk about those somewhat innocuous-looking plays, but that's a play that does not have to happen, and you don't want to give your opponent an opportunity in your end.
McDonald and Murphy, 2 Manahans right on the draw. Murphy's been much better in the draw since the second period began. Murphy came away with it, goes forward with it with a power move, but taken down by Ciancio. And then the Knights send it up in the air and all the way down. This should be another icing, but they're going to wave it off. That's a little shocking. So Sturgeon behind his own net will play it, watched by McDonald. Waits for everybody to get where they need to go. He fakes the pass to Murphy and instead carries it out, then goes high up in the air. That's going to be too far, and that should be an icing as he got a little bit too under it, a little bit more of a lob wedge than a pass. So face-off now down in the Eagle zone and a change of field position with the face-off to the the left of Drew Blodgett between McDonald and Murphy. Won by Murphy behind the net. The Sturgeon is being checked off by Racker. Racker, we didn't say a lot of his name in the first 2 periods, has been playing a lot. Collision at center ice, gets the puck to McDonald, goes over to Racker. Racker looking the pass, fakes it, instead just dumps it in, and Murphy plays it inside the Eagle zone with 9 minutes to go in regulation time, 3-2. Sturgeon comes over here for Craig. Craig looking for Murphy. It bounced off a couple of legs inside the Knight zone and then sent right back out to center where Sturgeon will play it. Sturgeon spins away from the check of Taylor. Nicely done. Sturgeon on senior day carries it over the line. Nice pass to Tommy Bice. Tommy Bice ripped a shot that was stopped right on by Manahan with his right shoulder. Couldn't control it, so the rebound popped free and then puck bouncing all over the place. And Delory plays it inside the Eagle zone with 8:30 to go. Sturgeon makes a nice play, gets to center ice, tried to dump it in, but had to roll off his stick, so it's played by Cantajas over to McFarland, where Delory takes out McFarland, and then Cantajas, who came from the right side to the left side, dumped it in. Sturgeon, backhand to Bice. Bice tries to get it up the wall and get it out. McFarland kept it in momentarily, but Delory ends up taking it from Sturgeon and feeding dangerously to Norling, but Norling plays it in his own zone, goes across to Delory. Eagles need to go forward, not back. Here's Delory, gets to the red line, dumps it in high into the netting behind Manahan. As again, a lob wedge versus a 3-wood leads to the puck into the netting and the face-off all the way down just outside the Eagle zone.
Yeah, those plays, I still like to see that puck getting to the goaltender and then it's trying to force a draw.
Face-off just outside the Eagle line between Murray and Lincourt. Won by Lincourt, back to Beaver. Norling chasing Beaver down. He forces a giveaway. McQuegan gives it in the middle to Murray. Murray comes in over the line with a wrist shot, looking for the corner, and he just missed. Brewer racing to keep it in at the point. He does for a moment. It's sitting right in Brewer's legs, and then chopped out the center where McQuegan will play it. McQuegan comes right back in. Takes on the hit, being pushed onto the wall by Bloom, and then gave it up to Ciancio, who goes behind his back on the backhand to Beaver. Beaver chips it up into the air, takes a forward rolling bounce. This might be an icing. Nope, no icing. They don't call that either. And Brewer will play it on the far side. Brewer goes up in the air, too high for McCall. That'll go all the way down. No icing on this end either. And Gagnon will play it behind his own net, leave it for Alain. And out comes Racker. Racker is getting a lot more time here in the third period. Carries it in over the line, dumps it in, chases after it, goes to Gagnon, who's playing D, but all the way down behind the net. Cardo being held off by McDonald. Gagnon keeps it in again momentarily. Cardo just going in with no stick, trying to push Gagnon off the puck, using his knees and legs, throws Gagnon down for his trouble, and the puck comes free to center. But a nice play by McCall. McCall carries it in over the line, tries to get it in the middle of the Mosher. Had it chopped off his stick, though, as Eagles had an opportunity with 6:45 to go in regulation time. Puck given to Dukes, over to Gagnon. Knights get it out of the zone. Glassrue goes down low to keep it in, and then takes down Racker. Not exactly the hardest takedown you'll ever see, but 1 point in wrestling is the 2-minute penalty in hockey. So with 6:33 to go in regulation time, the Eagles will have to kill off their 7th shorthanded opportunity of the game as they trail 3-2. And a face-off to the right as Glasser gets 2 for interference at 13:27.
Post will meet the pressure on this draw, and from a St. Mike's aspect, they're going to need to be more deliberate in their passing and their shooting.
Taylor wins the draw, back to Ciancio, goes over to Cantajas. Cantajas toward the net, gloved by Blodgett before McCarthy could get in the way and create a screen. Same two this time, the Blodgett's left, Taylor and Barter. Barter wins that one that time behind the net, but chasing after it is McCarthy. Sturgeon does a good job to have it bounce off his leg. Engdahl comes down to pinch it up, and Sturgeon will take it and rip it all the way down the ice. Good job there off the Barter face-off win, and then Engdahl and Sturgeon forcing that puck all the way down the ice. Killed off the first 25 of the man advantage, the 7th for the Knights today. They're 0 for 6. Puck sent cross-dumped into the zone. McFarland taken out by Craig, rimmed it up and all the way down again. 6 minutes to go in the third, 1:25 to go on the 7th power play for the Knights. Here's Cantajas with a head of steam. He gets around Mosher. He continues forward. He's in over the line, over the blue. Keeps going, goes around. Cardo takes a shot, but a nice job by Blodgett to hug the post. He actually took the net off the moorings, but held the post, made the save as Blodgett kind of went underneath the crossbar and then raised up and took the net off the moorings with 1:13 to go on the power play and a face-off to Blodgett's left.
Yeah, Drew read that well because he was looking to take that puck and bring it in and go short side up into that corner into the bar. So good job by Drew to read that play.
McDonald and Mosher to the left to Blodgett. Won by Mosher. Chasing into it is Cardo. Cardo tries to chip it out, but McDonald got in the way. McDonald sent it down to Dukes, but Brewer's the first one there in the near side corner. Brewer on the backhand tries to get it past Harshaw. He got it past Harshaw out, and then it was dumped right back in by Beaver. Cardo sends it off the leg of Dukes. Has to go back to Brewer. Dukes not feeling good after that hit, and then a dump all the way down. Flying was Mosher, trying to pick up that rolling puck as Beaver was sort of waiting for it versus playing it. But Mosher went flying by it, and now Beaver comes in over the line on left wing. Gets below the circle, now goes behind the net with 35 on the power play. Takes a skate, goes to the far side of the ice. Now on right point, comes over here for Cantajas. Goes back to Beaver, but too far. Beaver chases it down, dumps it down into the corner. Now behind the net, Brewer goes down. Eagles looking for a penalty as Brewer got dumped. They don't get it. Now Cantajas, top of the circle, gives over here to McFarland. Back to Cantajas, center point, takes a shot. Blodgett bobbles and then catches it. As Cantajas went for the wrist shot versus the bomb slap shot with 4:48 to go in the third and 16 remaining on the penalty kill for the Eagles.
Yeah, again, I'm not really sure what they're looking for because 3 grade A opportunities they passed up on taking a shot before they took that final shot. So that's in Post favor.
Taylor and Barter on the draw. Barter wins that one, but taken by McFarland. Back to the point to Ciancio, but out of the zone. A nice aggressive effort by Engdahl. So they'll have to send it back in. Gagnon sends it in on Blodgett. 5 seconds remaining on a man advantage. Delory dangerously sends it down the ice. Almost hit the back of his own player and almost went into the net. But the power play is over. 7 power plays killed off by the Eagles, and the Knights are over 7 on the man advantage. Dumped in by Gagnon, rimmed around on the boards. It was on the other side of the red line, and then a pin job. No penalty as Delory took out Taylor. That was dangerous as Taylor got flattened as Delory leveled into him, and Delory already has 3 penalties in the game. Bice sends it into the zone. Gethings picks it up on the far side. Murphy tries to get it on the half wall. Knights trying to get it out of the zone, and they do. Here's Taylor. Taylor on right wing over the line with Noble. Tries to go around Noble. He does. Goes on the backhand. Stopped by Blodgett. As Taylor made a nice move around, Noble took it from forehand to backhand and then ripped the backhand into the body of Blodgett for the face-off with 3:57 to go in regulation time. St. Mike's leads 3-2. Eagles got to find that energy push here with 4 minutes to go. They got to get one to tie this game. Face-off won by Lincourt, but Murray ended up getting it back to Sturgeon after the win. And now behind the net come the Eagles. Craig gives to McQuegan, who gives up to Norling. Over the line on left wing, takes a shot that goes over the net and rims all the way around. Kept in by Craig. Craig chipped it toward the net, gloved by Manahan with Murray chasing toward the net. So a field position save there. And in 20 seconds, the Eagles go from their zone to the Knight zone and a face-off to Manahan's left with 3:38 to go.
Yeah, I would think maybe the next whistle or so, Coach Richter will call his timeout and draw up what he wants to draw up for a 6-on-5.
Murray wins it to McQuegan, who dumps it into the near side corner. Murray tries to leave it for Norling. Norling, though, comes away with it, tries to get it back to the point to Craig. Murray then gets taken down. He's held down, no penalty there, as the refs have swallowed their whistle in the last couple of minutes. Puck gets out of the zone by Racker. Again, he's played a lot of minutes here in the third period after not saying his name very much in the first 2. Craig keeps it in using his gloves before it could get out. Puck squirts free over here to Norling on the far side. Gets pinned on the half wall, leaves it for McQuegan for a moment, but now Murray has it. Murray sends it toward the net, looking for a deflection of McQuegan, and then a second shot by Sturgeon toward the net gets deflected behind the net with 3 minutes to go in regulation time. 3-2 St. Mike's. Long pass ahead to Alain. Alain goes to center, turns around, spins it back to Gagnon. Gagnon now in his own zone looking for a pass across through Taylor. It was tipped, so it's sent all the way into the Eagles zone. Nice play by Cardo to get it away from McCarthy. Cardo goes off the leg of Crowther, though, and ends up back on the stick of McCarthy. McCarthy in the Eagles zone, spinning away with it, dumps it down behind the net. Craig takes a nice angle, hits Taylor, but Craig falls down. Puck comes free to the half wall. Crowther desperately chasing after it, trying to get it out, but kept in by McCarthy. McCarthy has Taylor in front, but pinned down by Barter, who took his own number and then tackled him to the ice, WWE style. Engdahl takes it in over the line, carrying with it, being held off. Taylor came in to help out. It gets rimmed all the way around. Brewer racing to try to save it, but he couldn't keep it in. And Barter will play it back in his own zone with 2:12 to go in regulation time. 3-2 St. Michael's. Cardo to Brewer. Brewer, watched by McFarland, stolen by McFarland, given to McCarthy, chopped in by Lincourt. Eagles sort of flat-footed with 2 minutes to go, and Brewer behind his own net. See if Blodgett leaves for the 6th attacker anytime soon. Eagles want to get all their players on the ice. Here's Brewer. Time ticking away. Everybody's made the line change, and out he comes. Brewer, 1:45 to go in the third. Looking for Murphy, and after all that, shot it right into the legs of Bavis. And then Cantajas takes it in his own zone, dumps it all the way down. Delory's got to chase after it with Lincourt on him. Goes around to Gethings. Gethings leaves it for Brewer. Brewer pinches it up the wall where Murphy will play it. He gets it out of the zone first and foremost, and then picks the puck up at center. Feeds a pass to Delory, racing on left wing. Takes a shot toward the net that's patted away by Manahan. Murphy now behind the net, goes behind the other side to Bice, who tried to come out. Looked for a shot taken. Blodgett's to the bench, 6 attackers on. Kept in by Glasser toward the net, looking for the deflection that they got, and it went wide. Engdahl keeps it in. Fighting to keep it in. Still right there at the blue line. Engdahl spins with it, trying to get it down low so the Eagles can fight for it more, but then it's sent out to center and all the way down the ice. I don't know if that's going to get there for icing. Glasser chasing after it, and it does. Glasser took an interesting route to get it, which allowed the puck to get past the goal line. And an icing and a face-off inside the Knight zone, and Coach Richter probably going to take his timeout now, and he will. Oh, St. Michael's actually takes a timeout. It's a break for Coach Richter.
Yep, it is.
He's got one to use if he needs to.
Yep, for sure.
Is it just that the Purple Knights are tired from that rush and they can't change on the icing?
Well, it depends. If that was the group that he wanted out against a 6-on-5, that way he gets them a rest. And they talked about, now they have a sense of what coach wants to run on their 6-on-5, so they can talk about how to counter that.
58 seconds ago in the third period, 3-2 St. Mike's. They scored all 3 of their goals in the first period, including 2 in a 26-second span to take a 3-0 lead. The Eagles fought hard in the second period to cut it to 3-2, and that's where we stand. It's been a back-and-forth third period. The only difference is that third goal scored by the Knights in the first period. The Eagles desperately trying to tie this game. 58 seconds to go. We're going to be 6-on-5. Face-off will be to Manahan's right. On senior day here in Shelton, a capacity crowd on hand here at the Sports Center of Connecticut, and we thank you for being here and for joining us on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles, your home for Post University athletics. The Eagles 6, Murphy, McQuegan, Engdahl, Glassrud, Craig, and Cardo. McDonald in the draw for St. Michael's, 6-on-5, 58 seconds to go. Murphy needs to win this draw. Murphy sort of wins the draw, but it ends up on a stick of the Purple Knights. Gagnon gets taken down on a nice football-style tackle by Engdahl, and the puck just lays there where Gagnon got tackled down. Time ticking off. 4 Eagles in that corner trying to win the puck. Only Craig and Cardo not in there. It's a rugby scrum, and finally McQuegan comes free with it. It gets chipped into the near side corner. Murphy plays it back to the point to Cardo. Cardo trying to do anything with it, gets it to Murphy. Murphy on the backhand, toward the net, deflects in front. Rebound McQuegan there, banging at it. Still not in the net, and the whistle gets blown with 27:9 to go. The St. Mike's bench looking for a couple of penalties on the Eagles. None called, and finally Murphy got it toward the net. McQuegan had an opportunity, but 27.9 remain. And again, Coach Richter still has his timeout. Doesn't look like he's going to use it right now. Looks like he's just going to let it play out. Same 6-on for the Eagles. Taylor on the draw this time for the Knights. Still 6-on-5. 3-2 St. Mike's, 27.9 to go. Everybody closing in a little early. Sort of an even draw, but the Eagles win it back to Craig at the point, who fanned on his pass down to McQuegan. Now McQuegan trying to fight on McCarthy, who's pinning it to the wall. Eagles come away with it. Engdahl sends it toward the net and wide, all the way to the other side. Cardo rips it toward the net through a deflection. Mason from McQuegan has a shot at it. It's sent all the way down the ice. The Eagles need to race for it. It may be an icing. It may be an opportunity for McFarland. It is. Sent back to McQuegan with 3 seconds left. One last shot, long shot, stopped by Manahan, and unfortunately the Eagles will fall 3-2 this afternoon. A tough way to lose this one, as the Eagles outplayed the Knights probably for close to 40 minutes, but fell behind 3-0 in the first 14, and were not able to tie the game up with the final of 3-2. Coach, your 3 stars as we roll right into it, and the 3 stars brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal. For more information on Post degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, that's post.edu. That's post.edu. Coach, the 3 stars.
Yeah, my first star with a goal and assist, TJ Beaver. Second star with also a goal and assist, Brendan McFarland. And my third star actually goes to the Post University seniors, just because they led the way. They led the way on the pushback. It was not quite enough. We talked about it before the game, the importance of playing a full 60. They played a better 40 minutes than St. Mike's did, but St. Mike's was able to play them even, if you will, for that third period, and that was the difference maker.
Shots on goal in the third period, 12-5 in favor of the Eagles. So the Eagles outshot St. Mike's 35-28. Face-off wise, got a little bit closer as the game went on. 10-5 let's see, 11-10 Eagles in the third period, so they end up losing the face-off battle 40-33, but they were down 10 in the first period and made a comeback on the face-off end of it as well. And lastly, just on the third star, correct, Coach, all the seniors really deserve some accolades for what they did. Just individually, though, I'll just say I thought Brandon Crowther probably was the best of the bunch for the Eagles today, outside of Drew Blodgett, who played excellent as well again, earning his save percentage as well. But the Eagles unfortunately fall 3-2 this afternoon to St. Mike's. And again, from the playoff format perspective, we'll have a better handle on all of that tomorrow in the pregame at 1:45 tomorrow, because all the teams are playing and the other teams play later this afternoon, and St. Mike's has a game in hand, and we'll know more tomorrow about who the Eagles might play in the first round. They are currently the 6th seed. St. Mike's moves back up to the 3 seed, I believe, for the moment, but we'll see how that all plays out tomorrow. Coach, that's the 40-minute effort you want, but it's a 60-minute game, and you can't just forget what happened in the first period, and those 3 goals are what happened in the first period.
No, and that's it. And again, at the end of the day, it's it's a lesson that you hope that they learn. The positive for this for me was, like I say, playing a really good 40 minutes, and the fact that you can tell that this matters to the older players, the veterans on the team, because the last few games it has been the seniors leading the way on the score sheet. Now, that's not to say it wouldn't be nice for some of the younger players to chip in as well, but the older players are showing the way, leading, and that's what you want to see.
So for the Purple Knights, they move to over 500. They're 14-13 now overall, 12-7 in the NE10. The Eagles fall to 3-23-1, 2-16-1 in the NE10. As we mentioned throughout the game, we're going to have Coach Tim Richter with us in a few moments once he's on talking to his team. We'll talk about the seniors who are leaving the program and get kind of a little bit of an update as to where the program is moving in what will be his 3rd year next season, as he's wrapping up the end of his 2nd year. Obviously, one more game tomorrow, 2 o'clock face-off, 1:45 pregame on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. So if you're looking for something fun to do now that football season is over, come on out and watch some college hockey tomorrow afternoon, again 2 p.m., the makeup game from yesterday afternoon. So we're just awaiting Coach Richter at the moment. And then we will send everybody home, as it's been a, outside of the final score, Coach, I thought senior day was very good. Good to see the alumni. Good to have a full house here, which we don't always get, particularly with the 4 o'clock Friday games. But the Saturday games have been pretty well attended, with close to full houses for most of those games and a good crowd here on hand. So just give me a minute on what the alumni weekend sort of meant to you in the senior day.
Well, I think it's funny how things worked out with that game not being played on Friday. There were probably some parents and fans as well that maybe couldn't get here. So Sunday afternoon, 2 o'clock start, we'll probably have another full house, which will be great. So these players can get honored again, because you have to stop and think about what's involved in being that NCAA athlete. The fact that you're training, the fact that you're fighting through these bumps and bruises, and in some cases, unfortunately, more severe injuries. Yet you still have to be a college student. So I think that's one thing that's sort of missed sometimes and lost is you get a concussion and you can't play, so you're feeling bad about that, but you still got classwork that you're going to have to get caught up on once you get back into it. And the last few days as we go here, because tomorrow will be the last time that they'll be together in that room. So you hope that tomorrow is a game where obviously you want your seniors to lead the way, but you hope tomorrow is a game where your younger players step up and say, we want to help you end this on a positive note at home, your last games as a senior. So that's what you're hoping that you see, at least on my end. And I think this is a really good group that cares, and when you care, good things can happen.
Somebody go get me Tim just so he remembers. Again, waiting for Coach Richter. Players starting to come out of the locker room, so I think Tim is giving his talk. We're just waiting for him to come out, and we'll interview with Tim in a moment. Again, the Eagles fall to 3-23-1 on the season. I think I just stabbed myself with my pen, so it's been even. That's a good way to go.
Well, better than a lead pencil, I suppose.
Yeah, the good old days. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not the way the Eagles wanted to finish out senior day, but should be happier with their 40-minute effort. But again, a 60-minute game, and the Eagles fall 3-2. And again, just waiting for Coach Richter.
Who are we waiting for?
Coach Richter.
Oh, Coach Richter.
Coach Richter.
Oh, yeah. Big crowd over there. He's going to have to
Yeah, we're the most important people, you know. So
fight his way through that group there.
Can you go get Tim? Go get Coach Richter. Yeah. Whatever is easier for you.
Yeah, I'm impressed with I am impressed with the crowd here and the amount of people that came out, because our stands were full. It was ringed around both ends of the ice, and St. Mike's brought a group down here too. That's one of the great things about the college athletics is the following you get, and for a lot of these parents, a lot of these players, they'll be in the real world after this, and that'll be the end of their competitive playing days for many of them, and the end of the parents getting the joy, because these are kids that they've raised and they've been following through since they were mites. So there's a lot of emotion when it comes to this part of the season.
Yeah, the real world can be a scary place. So
yeah, I don't want to go near it. I'll tell you that.
I can tell you, having lived through it, it's they don't want any advice from me, Coach. We'll give them all the advice you can. Here comes Coach Richter now. We've dragged him out of the locker room kicking and screaming, which is always my goal as a broadcaster, to claw people out.
Yeah, I mean, as uncomfortable as you can make it, right?
By the way, next season you need to start wearing like the Don Cherry type of suits for Saturday games, or we can do like a Coach's Corner thing.
I only wear those at night. I got them though.
Lovely. All right, we bring on Coach Richter. Look at that post-game interview, Coach.
How you doing?
Good. Not the way you wanted this game to end in particular. We'll start with that first. So good 40 minutes. Unfortunately, the game's 60 minutes, and those 20 minutes in the first period sort of was 3-0.
Yeah, we shot ourselves in the foot in the first period. We talked about it. We talked about it before, not riding the emotional roller coaster. There's a difference when you ride the emotional roller coaster, you get the highs and lows in a hockey game. When you are just intense and you go, you gradually climb, and that's what we did for 40 minutes, and we outplayed that team because we were intense. The first 20, we rode the emotional roller coaster, and we put ourselves at a deficit.
Senior day, 7 seniors leaving the program. Obviously, always there's more changes than that within the program with players moving in and out, but talk to me about the 7 players who made it through into a senior day.
Yeah, I mean, these 7 have been the glue to this program. They came in at a very fragile time where we needed guys to be productive right away, and they stepped in as freshmen early on, and we asked a lot of them, and they produced. And they've kind of grown up, in front of us as hockey players and humans, and that's the most thing I'm proud about these 7. Not only what they did for us early on, but what they've become as humans. They're great kids, great in the classroom, and they're going to be successful once they graduate because of how they are as humans.
Talk to me about this weekend as a whole. It's senior day today, obviously. A lot of alumni back as well. You've obviously been involved with this program a long time. We interviewed some alumni in the first and second period. Talk to me about what you're feeling about like an alumni weekend and seeing everybody on senior day.
I think it's fantastic, right? It's whenever you see your alumni show up and show support, it builds the program, right? And the guys that are playing enjoy it, and they see that, and they want to play that little extra for those guys. And I think you saw that a little bit today, where so many alumni being here, guys gave that little extra, and that's only going to make a program stronger when you continually have alumni come back and support. It's only going to make a program stronger.
So obviously not the season you've been looking for, a game tomorrow, a playoff game to come after that, but not the record you were looking for this season. As you begin to put your stamp on this program with coaches, players sort of graduating out as a bunch of done, talk to me about where you see this program now, where you're going in the future, what you need to do in the off season to sort of take you from 3-23 to the next step, because you've seen a lot of growth with some players. McQuegan's look good, McDevitt's look good, Pekka's look good at times, but again, you're losing a guy like a Barter, you're losing a Crowther, you're losing your captain, Patrick Murphy.
Right. And, getting to our record really quick, I don't think our record is indicative of how we played this season. If you're keeping track at home, that was just our 13th one-goal loss. Now there's a couple empty netters mixed in with those one-goal losses, but they're one-goal losses. And whenever you can pull your goalie and have a chance to tie or win a hockey game, you're in a game. So I don't think that's indicative of our record. We compete very hard.
Yep.
We are very hard-working, work ethic, blue-collar team, which is what we wanted from the beginning. I think moving forward, we struggle to score goals, so we need to try to get some players that have that touch around the net and in areas where they can be productive. That's the biggest goal for us immediately. But I'm super excited for our young guys because of the work ethic that they've brought, and now we need to develop them and their skill in the offseason.
One more thing, just on Nick Brewer, game number 100, fifth player in program history to hit the triple figure mark. Engdahl, 109. He's going to be the program leader in games when he leaves. Just a couple of words on those two players who have been here forever and now over 100 games each.
Yeah, those guys have been through the thick and the thin of it. I mean, again, talking about character guys, those are great human beings. And when things weren't great, they were there. And when things were good, they were there. And I think that's being able to play 100 college hockey games is very special. And, having that longevity and that consistency, which they brought, allowed them to get to 100 games. So kudos to them. They've been great for this program. And, again, they've worked hard for that 100 games. And, I'm proud of them for sticking with it for so long because it is a grind. It is a grind through a hockey season in 4 years, and these guys had to go through the COVID year. So it's been a long time coming for them, but they earned every single game they played, for sure.
Still loving the job? Still.
Listen, I'm going to love this until they tell me I can't do it anymore. Better than sitting behind a desk any day. I love being out on the ice. I love being with the boys. I'm excited for this program moving forward, and we're going to be fine. We're going to be just fine.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you so
much. I know we got a game tomorrow, but thank you for everything this season so far. I know the game was supposed to be yesterday, but we have it tomorrow, so we wanted to get this in today. And thank you for all the access and everything. And, we'll see you next year. We'll see you tomorrow first, and then we'll see you next season.
Thanks. I appreciate it. You guys do a great job with this, and it's much appreciated for sure.
Coach Tim Richter here on the NE10 Now Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. We thank you for everybody watching this afternoon. Final score 3-2 St. Mike's here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. We'll be live 1:45 p.m. tomorrow with pregame 2 p.m. puck drop on the NE10 Now Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. Good night, everybody.